Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us here on Variant Rolls for VR Presents Dungeon of the Mad Mage, Level 12 Maze Level. I'm your friendly neighborhood Dungeon Master DM Jazzy Hands from the Last Refuge podcast, also known as Eugenio Vargas. I'm super excited to have you here today for us to finish out Level 12 here in Hallister Blackcloak's insane Undermountain dungeon. Let's meet the players for today. Let's start up in the top left with Emma. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
You know what? I'm here. A little tired, but I'm excited to get back into this.
You're doing great. Yep, I'm Emma. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. Today I will be playing Tulip, and we both use she, her pronouns.
Fantastic. And we have a new player with us. Matt Foreman couldn't make it today, but we are joined by the incomparable Val. How you doing?
Oh, that's me.
That's
like
you.
That never left. I'm Val, and I will be filling in for Matt, passing the Matt until... Oh, that was a bad one.
I liked it.
And I'll be playing Leora Blackquill, and again, we both use she, her pronouns.
Fantastic. Let's head down to Nick rejoining us this week.
Hello.
Hello.
I am Nick. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be playing Fenrisa of the Blistered Feet, commonly called Fenrisa.
I love it.
And she uses she, her.
Fantastic. And last but most certainly not least, Jake.
Hi, I'm Jake. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jake Friday or at Jake of the Friday. I will be playing Inglepoot Humper Flumph. I just pick hard names to say, just to challenge myself, I guess. We both use he, him pronouns, and let's kill some Minotaurs.
All right, fantastic. And again, I'm Eugenio. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm the Dungeon Master for today. So, for a quick recap, last week, our adventurers were brought up to the 12th level, to Maze level, from much further down in Undermountain, from Shadow Dusk Hold, or Keep, or Hold, I don't know, whatever, a drow enclave that directly serves the Mad Mage of Undermountain, Hallister Blackcloak. Two of the drow from the Shadow Dusk House brought our four adventurers up to the 12th level as a gift to another drow house because they wanted to get something from them. It was never totally clear what. Our adventurers were allowed to sort of get the drop on the drow, however. Their captors made it very obvious where they were storing their supplies and did everything they could to facilitate an escape, which is suspicious, but at least they're free now. So our adventurers broke out of the house, killed some guards, and are running through the caverns of the maze level. They have just stumbled across an enormous stalactite and stalagmite-filled cavern that is crawling with minotaurs. That pretty much sums it up, right? What did I miss?
Nothing.
Great. I mean, that was definitely the bare bones, but that's fine because we're going to hop right into it. So we will be getting to Val's character, Leora. Leora, right?
That's the one.
Yes, Leora. We'll be getting to Leora shortly. But in the meantime, the three of you are looking and... So what was Matt's character's name? Carlisle. Carlisle, unfortunately, is a high enough level paladin that I'm pretty sure is immune to fear, so he didn't run away from the Minotaurs in fear. So one of you tell me, where did Carlisle go?
I haven't.
Okay.
Really mean idea.
I'm great. I'm all ears.
Carlisle, being a incredibly good person, could, pull aggro and get all of the Minotaurs to chase him as we sneak past.
Oh, so that's a great idea, except that it would basically cut the amount of material we have for today's episode in half. So anybody else have any ideas?
Oh boy. Hey everyone, Carlisle, there's a giant hole in the ground.
I like this one too.
Would you guys see that? This is incredible. I told you. I didn't he didn't say he worshipped any gods or nothing, so that doesn't sound right to me for a God-fearing person. So, that's what happens.
He was called home to the eternal hootenanny.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, great. So Carlisle has been swallowed up by the ground, which feels also like it's a bit of a like kick in the pants to like maybe get out of wherever we are now, because apparently the ground will eat you away.
Great.
Fantastic. So somebody, I think it was Fenrisa, did some recon in this room and saw that there are about 7 minotaurs in this first cavern that you all are sort of on the outskirts of. Then there's another cavern up to the north that has at least 2 or 3 more, although there might be more than that. She wasn't able to really get a good look in there before she needed to come back and check in with you all. So what are the 3 of you doing?
Oh, boy. Well, I'm out of spells for certain pass without a trace. What do you guys want to do? I can always disguise myself.
Yourself, yeah.
Myself.
That's not very helpful.
Yeah, for Kim.
Should
I
fight them.
could,
Let's
I
go.
could cast Pass Without Trace, if that's something that you wanted to try and do.
Well, we oh boy. Maybe we should just fight.
You know,
Maybe not.
Response. I don't like that response.
Maybe not.
You're not gonna like any response I give you.
has been a while since I have knocked out a Minotaur.
Okay.
Both reassuring and not at all.
Yeah. Well,
Why don't we try sneaky sneak and
Yeah.
see what happens?
yeah, I'm all for that. Let's do that.
Fantastic. All right, so Fenrisa, you're going to be casting Pass Without Trace.
Yes, let me just check and make sure I actually have the resources to do so.
Oh, good.
Yes, 1 key point. I have 3. We are good.
Okay, great. So you're going to cast Pass Without Trace. The shadows of these caverns seem to sort of be drawn to you all, and they thicken so that they muffle the sounds of your footsteps ever so slightly. And as long as you don't try and move too quickly, it just really seems like you fade into the shadows and the walls of the cavern. All right, so there are sort of 2... Let's see. Yeah, there are sort of 2 directions that you can go to get through this cavern. You can either go north into the cavern where the rest of the Minotaurs that Fenrisa saw are, or you can go west, although going west would sort of take you through the thickest concentration of Minotaurs in this cavern, right? So it's a little bit 6 of one, half dozen of the other. You can either go run a higher risk of being noticed by Minotaurs, but go to a place where you don't think there are more, or you can sneak along the wall where you'll probably run less of a chance of being seen, but you're going towards even more Minotaurs. It's Minotaurs all the way down.
Yeah, I'll go with what you guys decide here. I mean, it's a crapshoot, if you don't mind me saying.
Maybe we should avoid like the big group and not go.
I have faith in our ability to not be seen.
Glad that you do, because I don't.
You're going to do great.
We are doing great.
All right.
Okay, let's do this.
So that's a vote for to the north, along the walls of the cavern. All right. Let me have all of you make dexterity stealth checks, please, and you're all at a +10.
Good.
And make sure any of you apply any disadvantage you have because of your armor. I don't remember who, if any of you, that is, but you do. So, Fenrisa, how'd you do?
Math, 31.
Good grief. All right. Inglepoot.
Oh no, 17.
17 with the +10?
Yeah.
I mean, that's still not bad, but Tulip.
28.
Nice. Okay. All right. So you all begin sneaking up against the wall, staying to the shadows, and helped along by the filled up shadows as much as you can. And we're gonna hop a little ways. Oh, listen, it's a train. We're gonna hop a little ways north to Leora. Leora, why don't you describe yourself to us all so we know what we're imagining here in our mind's eyes?
So, Leora is a drow, and common drow she has. Imagine Breath of the Wild Zelda as a drow.
Yes.
That's what she looks like.
Yes. Oh my god, I love her.
Yeah, so she's like that, and she is kind of, you see her sort of, what is she doing? Kind of like eyes closed and kind of talking under her breath for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she is Zelda from Breath of the Wild as a drow character, and she's like she's got jewelry on and a kind of fanciest looking outfit.
I love it. She has a fancy looking outfit. She's speaking under her breath to herself, and unfortunately, she's also tied to a stalagmite in this northern cavern and guarded by a couple of minotaurs. Leora was, unfortunately, as she was wandering about, she found herself in the midst of a bunch of minotaurs who, minotaurs are never the most friendly of characters anyway, but these seemed particularly piqued to see a drow out wandering about, which confused you a little bit, Leora. Drow and minotaurs aren't necessarily always friends, but this seemed excessively angry about you being there. Unfortunately, they outnumbered you. One or two minotaurs probably wouldn't have been a problem, but there were so many of them, so they outnumbered you, they overpowered you. But they're not super bright, and they seem to have been in some sort of a hurry. So they tied you up to this stalagmite, but they just sort of dropped your belongings. Like they disarmed you and stuff, but they just dropped all your belongings like one stalagmite over, still within view of you. So all you really need to do is get free from these bonds. You can probably grab your stuff and at least try to effect some sort of escape, but first we've got to get you out of these bonds. So what are you doing? What's happening? Tell me what you're doing.
She's kind of going under her breath, like saying, okay, so I'm going to try something a little bit odd, and it would really be helpful to me if you sort of looked in on me and just made sure it didn't go totally, utterly wrong. Because I like being alive, and I would like to continue it. Okay.
Okay. All right. I can't wait to find out what this is.
Me neither.
All right, so what is the odd thing that Leora is trying?
Now I'm gonna look through my spells.
Oh, amazing.
What do I
Yeah,
know?
they definitely, because Leora is a cleric?
She is an archfey warlock.
A warlock, right. Okay, great.
So my stuff is within view of me?
Yes, definitely.
Then I am going to speak the command word to my staff of the adder
Oh my god, I love that.
and say, Bubbles, arise. Because I named it Bubbles.
Yeah, you did. Okay, and you look over and you see the bag. They sort of like toss the staff on the ground, toss like your backpack over it, and you see the backpack begin to sort of like shake as something moves underneath it.
He's doing so well. I'm so proud of you. If you could distract them for a moment, please, that would be very helpful.
And so you see a little from the far side of your backpack pops up a little snake head, and it sort of flicks its tongue out a few times and slowly just nods once, and it begins to slither around towards one of your Minotaur guards. Would you like it to attack them or just try and distract them, or what would you like Bubbles to do?
Can Bubbles try and if there is like curl up his leg? And
Yeah.
just, curl around his leg.
Yes. I love this. All right, so Bubbles is gonna like come up behind him. Why don't you roll? I'm gonna pull up the snake's stats, but why don't you roll a dexterity stealth check for Bubbles to see how close he can get before he gets noticed?
3.
Oh no. Okay, well I bet he has at least some dex. Hang on, I'm pulling up the stats right now. Or do you have them?
It's
Oh, here we go.
not-
Plus,
Oh, no.
is it a +3? Oh well.
6.
Okay. Well, okay, that's fine. So let's see. So Bubbles knows that he's not the sneakiest snake to ever snakily. So he comes at the Minotaur sort of from the front, just being like, "Meh, fuck it, they're gonna see me anyway." So he slithers and he gets relatively close, and just like the two Minotaurs, it's Undermountain. They're great big Minotaurs. They're not super concerned about it until it becomes very clear that he is coming directly for one of the Minotaur guards, and they both sort of let out a little yelp and start to like raise their axes to go ham on poor Bubbles.
As they raise it down, I go, "Bubbles, return!" And he returns to his staff form.
Amazing. So they both, well, let's see how they do. Okay, so one of them like chops down with his does he have a great axe? With his great axe, and manages to hit the staff, but by that time it's reverted to a magic staff, so it doesn't really do a ton of damage. And they both look really confused, and they turn to look at you.
I speak Minotaur.
Do you really?
Yeah. So can I go, this place is incredibly dangerous. You really should just run for your lives. Save yourselves. Don't worry about me. I am a drow. I'll be fine.
I love it. Make a charisma persuasion check for me, please.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so that is, with plus 5, 23.
Okay, let's see. Let's get some insight from them.
Charisma is the one thing warlocks can do.
Oh, yeah, right. So one of them definitely is like, yeah, no, that snake was coming right. Like, yep. The other one is hesitant. So he's gonna need a little something to push him over the edge to get away, to run.
Oh, what if do I have this? Can I use?
Almost certainly.
Can I use Fey Presence?
Yes, you can. That's a wisdom save for them?
Yeah, it's a DC 17 wisdom save.
Oh boy. Oh, that's a big ol' fail on both of them. Well, the second one wasn't a big fail, but so they're like, yeah, no, thank you, friend, for, right, because it charms them essentially, right?
Yeah, it charms them. So before you go, would you be so kind as to untie me from the stalactite?
Ooh, they both sort of look at each other because you're their friend, but they also have orders. So make a charisma persuasion check again, this time with advantage since they're charmed.
That is 20, a dirty 20.
Okay. All right. So one of them, the one that was hesitant in the first place, is like, I mean, go ahead, but I don't want to be a part of it, and just takes off. So the other one like comes over and unties you and says, "Why do you know? You're such a good drow. Why did we tie you up in the first place? I don't know.
No, you have your orders. I understand. It's okay."
So he unties you and then just starts walking out of the cavern to the south.
Safe salutations, Tatty, bye-bye. Have a good journey now.
There it is. Fantastic. What are you doing now?
I'm gonna go over and pick up my stuff and Bubbles and be like, "You did fantastic."
Excellent. So we're gonna hop back really quickly to the other group who have sort of done that fun like edging along the walls of the cavern thing. There were a few tense moments, but you make it up to where the south cavern enters into the northern cavern where Leora and the other Minotaurs are, and you see. As you're about to walk in, there are two Minotaurs that are watching the entrance into this cavern, so you sort of have paused for a minute, the three of you, to figure out how you're gonna get past them and continue on. And you see two other Minotaurs looking both a little confused, walk up to the guards there at the entrance, and the guards turn around. Do any of you speak Abyssal or Minotaur? No, that's a hard no. You do speak Abyssal?
I thought I took that, but I don't want to lie, so I cannot find languages on here because it is. No, I took Giant instead.
Okay, all right. So you hear basically all you see is you see them talking to each other, and the guards look really upset, and the other two look really confused, and then one of the guards, like the slightly bigger of the guards, just like backhand swings and smacks one of them and points back north in the cavern, and the two of them take off running north.
Oh, what do you think they were talking about? Guess it's not important.
I can't speak that language, but it seemed very much like someone didn't do something they were supposed to.
Yeah, you could puzzle out that much, yeah.
Maybe some poor maze design or something.
Maybe.
Sure, that's it.
They turned left when
Yeah.
they were supposed to turn right.
Yeah. Okay. I guess we just keep going.
Let's go.
Okay, so the good thing is that whole conversation sort of turned everyone away from the entrance for a few moments, so you're able to sort of sneak past them and up into this chamber. You'll get past them just fine, but why don't the three of you make another dexterity stealth check as you move into this new chamber?
Where's V during this whole thing? Just hanging out? V the Drow?
VR Drow friend in a guard uniform.
Oh my god, I forgot all about him. Let's roll his stealth and see if we need to go back. But nope. Okay, so he's just very. Oh, let's see. He's not real pleased about these minotaurs. He tells you that the house that he was a captive of up there is House Freth. There you go. House Freth has been in a war with these minotaurs for some time, and he really needs to not be seen by any of them because they're particularly angry with the Drow because they've been warring for some time. He thinks the minotaurs. Something about they're trying to please some god of theirs, not really sure, and by extension, House Freth is trying to clear out all the minotaurs to please Lolth. So it's a little bit of a religious war going on.
Do I know who the minotaurs worship?
You can make an intelligence religion check, sure.
Oh no.
Oh no.
My intelligence is an issue here. It's a 7.
No, but whoever they worship mustn't be very nice.
Yeah. Okay.
So what were those new dexterity checks? Let's start with Fenrisa.
18.
Oh my. Engelpoot.
32.
All right, we've switched places. And Tulip.
We still have pass without trace.
Yeah,
correct?
definitely, yeah.
Then 30.
Okay, nice. All right, so the three of you continue moving north, and we will shift a little ways north to Leora. So, Leora, you've gathered your things, you have praised Bubbles, and you have a few moments before those minotaurs get turned around by their superior officers. So what are you doing? Where are you heading?
How well lit is this place?
Down here, it's in these caverns, it's pretty dark. The minotaurs can see fine in the dark, and so they, in order to facilitate their ambushes, they don't really have any lights here. There are some lights coming from a cavern to the northwest, which is, well, yeah, there's some lights coming from a cavern to the northwest.
I'm gonna cast one with the shadows.
Oh, yes. That makes you invisible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Okay.
So yeah, that makes me checking out what I can do. When you're in an area of dim or light darkness, you can use your action to become invisible until you move or take an action or reaction. So I may have just cast this by accident. Because I thought I could move with it.
So Leora goes invisible and then is like, shit.
She goes invisible. It's like, damn it! I knew I shouldn't have dropped out of school.
Oh, I love her. Okay, so she's sort of frozen there, invisible. Anything else before these minotaurs start coming back at you?
Maybe I should try and blend. Can I make a stealth roll?
Absolutely, you can make a dexterity stealth check.
Oh, yay! And then add my modifier, which is a 119.
All right, that's not bad. So the minotaur at that point, so you find a stalagmite to hide behind while you sort out the plan. And as you get sort of well hidden in the shadows behind one of them, you see those same two minotaur, come running back in your direction, frantically looking around. And you can understand them just being like, shit, where did she go? Shit, what's his name? Hold on. They say a name. Maku is gonna be so mad. Damn it. And they start looking around for you. Let's see. Let's give him a couple of perception checks. Well, that's not gonna do the trick. So they're looking for you pretty frantically, but they have not gotten anywhere near you yet.
I'm just again going, once again, I'm sorry to call on you twice, but if you could really help out with this, I would be very much appreciated. And, go you.
It's the best warlock patron relationship I've ever seen. I love it. I should also mention that the reason I guess we should have started with this, but it only occurs to me now that it's an important thing that we all know. That the reason, Leora, that you were sort of wandering around here is because there was said to be this group of Minotaur that were doing some strange worship things, and that wasn't really the concern, but they had stolen some sort of a fairly powerful magical focus that they were trying to use, and you were on the hunt to get it back. So that's why you ended up here in this little mini maze with all these Minotaur.
Not on my watch, you're stealing this. Even though it's on my watch, it already got stolen. Don't think about that part.
Why don't, just for a little bit of collaborative storytelling, why don't you tell us what it is exactly that they stole?
So did they steal it from me or another house?
Oh, good question. I think they probably, well, I don't know. What's more interesting to you, that they stole it from you or that they stole it from another house and you're trying to take it from them?
Yeah. So, one of my background things works really well here.
Great.
So I am in love with another person from a different house.
Yes.
Not approve of. And during a banquet ball that was thrown at my house, this was stolen, and it is being blamed on the other house with whom we have a rivalry with. So I'm going to get it back to clear the name of my one and only love, who I don't have a name of.
Clearing that name that we don't know. Great. I love it. That's a great story, and I love everything about it. Fantastic. So, the Minotaurs are searching around for you, and you are doing what, Leora?
Have you seen The Emperor's New Groove where Kronk is just pressed against the wall?
Yes. Fantastic.
She's just like...
Really good.
I am the knight.
So you, they rolled real bad on their perception. So I feel like one of them comes up to your stalagmite, and you just shuffle around to the other side, and the two of you were circling the stalagmite on opposite sides, sort of going in circles. Great. So while that is happening, the other three of you get to about the midpoint in this cavern, and you can see these two Minotaur searching for something. Why don't the three of you make wisdom perception checks to see if you can find what it is that they're looking for?
Oh no.
Oh no. Let's start at the bottom this time. Let's start with Tulip.
That is a 24.
All right. And Engelpoot.
Yeah, well, I have advantage on my perception checks, and I rolled 2 2s.
Oh, good.
And so that's a 7.
Okay. And how about you, Fenrisa?
Also a 24.
All right. So Fenrisa and Tulip, you've witnessed this goofy Looney Tunes game of hide and seek going on around this stalagmite, and you see this drow that is clearly trying to avoid notice by these Minotaur.
Should we adopt them?
I'm going to turn to V and ask if they recognize I'll point out the hiding drow and ask if he recognizes her.
He does not. He can say with confidence that she is definitely not of House Freth. So in terms of the fact that you just escaped and killed some House Freth guards, she probably won't care.
Doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Well, we could use another person.
Since Carlisle was swallowed up by the ground.
We don't know who will be swallowed up next.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. You know, maybe the gods don't want us to have, you know, just another person.
I would also like to point out that since Carlisle got swallowed up by the ground, I have not been back on the ground. I have just been on the wall the entire time because I'm not taking the chance.
Perfect.
Okay.
I love it.
Well, how do you want to minotaurs? Like, what do you want to?
If so, my character would probably be able to suss this out. If we were to attack these minotaurs, would other minotaurs hear the kerfuffle?
Make a. I will take a. What kind of check will I take? A wisdom insight, I guess. I don't know. What are you good at? I'm trying to throw you guys a bone here. Let's see.
I'll take insight.
All right, great.
I can take that.
All right.
18.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, whoever sort of closes with you, maybe not, because they would be within the area of the Pass Without Trace. But like, it's a stone cavern. Sound is going to carry, and you know, those minotaurs in the southern cavern were all being very quiet because they were, you know, hoping to be able to get the drop on some wandering drow or something. So almost certainly yes.
Couldn't we do that silent thing again?
Yeah, I was thinking of that, but you know, I'm out of those. I want to be efficient here with my spells, and I'll be casting it at a higher level. But I guess we don't really have a choice, right?
I mean, we do have a choice. We can totally fight the entire cavern. Fine, I never say no to a fight. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we could also just slink back into the shadows after. Because Pass Without Trace is an hour, right?
I believe so. I believe it's also concentration, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hold, please. Well, I wouldn't be casting any other spells, so that's not.
That's true. Just as long as you can hold the concentration while you if and when you get hit, but it is up to an hour. Yes.
Okay. Good. I suggest just going in quick and dirty.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Okay. So let's say, I mean, we'll take your dexterity stealth checks from before, so I think you can definitely get the drop and a surprise round on these two minotaurs to start. So why don't we roll initiative, and you all will get a fun little surprise round.
As a reminder, I am invisible.
Oh, right. Thank you for that. Let's see. All right, the Minotaur didn't do too bad. Tulip, what'd you get?
16.
All right. Fenrisa.
12.
Engelpoot.
12.
Which of you would like to go first?
I defer to cleric.
Okay.
I defer to you.
Oh no! We're both too nice.
Well, okay. Engelpoot's going first because I wrote him on top. And Leora.
16.
Oh man. We will. You want to go before Tulip or after Tulip?
I acquiesce to Tulip.
All right, great.
She is bigger than me.
Tulip and Leora.
I am squishy.
I love that two of you rolled 16, two of you rolled 12, and the Minotaurs also rolled 16. Really good. All right, so Tulip, Engelpoot, and Fenrisa, you all will have a surprise round as you sneak up upon these distracted Minotaur and lay them low. So, Tulip, what you doing?
I am gonna take my big old great axe, and yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna rage, and I'm gonna try to hit him.
I love it. Are you gonna go after the one that is circling the stalagmite with Leora, or the other one that's sort of looking off in some other direction?
No, I'm gonna go after the one near the stalagmite. Yeah.
I keep doing it too. In my head, I have to say tights from the top and then say stalagmite every time I say it.
Right. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna hit them though. So that is a wait, fuck.
I just imagine every time a player does this, I just imagine their character like walking up and raising their weapon and then just sort of freezing.
And then being that's a 12.
12 does not hit, so you swing and come down. It comes. Did you did you take advantage on that first attack because you were hidden from them?
Oh, I sure did.
Okay. Just checking. Trying to throw you another bone. So swings. You have a great axe. No, what's your weapon?
Yeah, great axe.
Yeah, great axe. So you swing, and this great axe just like the Minotaur steps forward and it clangs off of the stalagmite. But you have extra attack, so swing again.
Yay! Oopsie, sorry guys. Oh, motherfucker.
Uh-oh.
It's 15.
15 will do. This time you manage to bury it in the hamstring of this Minotaur. Actually, add your rage damage.
Yep, for 12.
All right. And the Minotaur lets out a roar of pain. Meanwhile, Engelpoot, so Leora, you can't actually see the Minotaur. Maybe its horns sticking up above the stalagmite, but you just hear it roar in pain. Engelpoot.
Yeah, I'm going to get up close to him and inflict some wounds.
All right, same one that Tulip just attacked?
Or
Or the other one that's sort of off looking and now is like looking around for his friend?
Yeah, the second one.
The second one. All right, do it.
3rd level.
All right.
Okay. That is a 19.
That'll do.
Okay.
It's gonna be a lot of necrotic damage.
A lot of math.
So Engelpoot's hands get wreathed in dark necrotic energy, and he grabs onto the Minotaur's, I don't know, tunic.
Oh no! 17 plus 15.
Ooh,
is...
32.
Yeah, you're
Nice.
good at math.
And this Minotaur also lets out a howl of pain and spins around to see you, Engelpoot. Meanwhile, Fenrisa, what are you doing?
I would like to grapple the Minotaur.
Which one?
Let's go with Stalagmite Minotaur.
All right. So it turns around to look at Tulip, who just buried her great axe in its hamstring, and you from the other side try and wrap your arms around it. Go on.
Hot die.
It got a 21 on its athletics.
25.
All right. So you grab it. You've got it grappled. Anything else from you?
I get full attacks, yes?
Yes. Yeah, that was one of your attacks, so you can take the other.
Okay, I would like to punch them in the kidney.
Okay, so you've wrapped your arms around it and you're behind it and you're just like... You can't see me doing this because my crop is very small, but just punching it in the kidney. Go for it.
20.
Yes, that will do.
Or 11 damage.
Good kidney punch. All right. All right.
I got one more.
You do bonus action. Just a boom, double tap of the kidney, maybe.
Oh, goodness me, let's forget that ever happened.
Okay. So a single tap and a flail. Great, got it.
3 and a 1 on die.
Ooh, that one hurts. All right. So, Leora, something very unexpected has happened, and all of a sudden your Minotaur captors are screaming in pain. At the moment, though, you can't actually... neither of the two of them is within line of sight, so you're not really sure what's happening. They're just screaming.
Oh.
All right.
Maybe there are Legos.
They must have stepped on a D4 caltrop. Those things hurt, man. All right. So, that's the end of the surprise round. We are back to the top of the real round now. So, Tulip, you are up yet again.
Cool. I'm just gonna do it again. I'm gonna take my great axe and I'm just gonna swing that baby down onto it.
Do it.
Okay, there we go. All right, thank you, Di. That's like 18 plus a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that'll definitely do it.
Cool. Fuck off. That's gonna be 12.
All right.
12 damage.
All right.
Swing right back around and do it again.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Uh-oh.
14.
That is just enough. You do hit. They're not really wearing armor. They're just wearing, like, loincloths and They have tough hide.
11.
11, all right. Okay, bleeding from many gashes. Leora, you are up. You hear more sort of wet, fleshy thunks and screams from the Minotaurs.
That is a dangerous Lego. I'm just gonna, like, you just kind of from behind the stalactite to this kind of face go, oh, hi. Oh, right. Sorry, I should concentrate and go towards the one that Tulip just sunk into, and I'm gonna cast Frostbite.
Oh, yes. All right. That's a Constitution save, is that right?
Yes, it's a Constitution Con 17 save.
All right. Ooh, I don't think so. Let's see. No, that's only a 14.
Okay, then I roll a 3d6.
Ooh, yeah, gotta love them 11 plus levels.
So that's a 6,
Fantastic.
a 2,
8,
and then a 1.
9. It started so well. All right, so you see a little rime of frost sort of fly through the intervening distance and then wrap itself around the Minotaur as it sort of shudders and cries out in a bit more pain. Anything else, Leora?
Just gonna say, like, I will say that I did try to reason with you, and so you have brought this on yourself, and I'm still sorry, but you brought this on yourself.
So you all hear this drow. Oh, although you saying that in the Bissell? You saying that Minotaur? Yeah, all right. So this little drow is speaking their language. It's kind of upsetting. The Minotaurs finally get to go. So the one here by the stalagmite. Also, Leora, we should mention that there are all of these weird spectral figures sort of swirling about this Minotaur as well now, sort of distracting him and trying to get him to focus in on Tulip. And so he's not super bright, so focus in on Tulip he shall. So he is going to sort of twist just enough to get his great axe in his hands and swing down on Tulip for a 15 to hit.
Just hits.
All right.
Did they? Oh, no, never mind. Go on.
Yeah, grappled, not restrained. All right, so that is, that's an 11 and a 2, so 13 plus 4 is 17 slashing damage to you, as it gives as good as it got with its great axe. The other one that Englepoot has gone up to, Inflict Wounds is a touch spell, right? So you're right next to him?
Yeah.
All right, so he's going to also swing his great axe at you. I should have done that. Yeah, he's going to... I forgot that Minotaurs can attack recklessly, and he is, in fact, going to attack recklessly.
Oh, okay.
Which means that you will have advantage on your attacks against him next round as well, but he gets advantage for right now. Whew, that's a natural 20.
Oh, no.
So he just really 3, 9 is 12, 11 is 23, 11 again is 34, plus 4 is 38 slashing damage as he just gets you right across the chest with his enormous great axe.
Can I use my reaction to use Spirit Shield?
What's the range on it? I want to say yes, but what's the range on it?
30 feet.
Oh, then yes, absolutely.
Okay. So I need to roll 3.
What does that do?
I love a good Ancestral Guardian.
That's 15.
Okay, so Tulip sort of turns and sees as the Minotaur roars and brings its great axe down on Englepoot, and in a quick decision moment, let's see, and she, well, you describe it if you want, Tulip. I don't know why I'm doing it.
No, you can totally describe it. It's totally fine. It doesn't matter.
All right. So she turns and sees you and sort of points her finger and a little collection of the what do your ancestral guardians look like? What do the spirits look like? Are they other Goliaths or?
They're other Goliaths of varying they have varying different types of armor on. Some look like a little bit more powerful than others. But
Cool.
It's just wide range.
I love that. All right, so she points, and two of the other Goliath spirits take 2 steps, but they seem to move much farther than those 2 steps would allow them, and they close the intervening distance, and they throw themselves in between the axe and Englepoot, and the axe still hits you, Englepoot, but it slows down as it cuts through them and doesn't do as much damage. How much damage did you reduce by 15?
15.
All right, so you take 15 less damage than whatever I said. What did I say, 37? Is that what I said?
34?
30.
No, 7.
37, so you
think.
only take 22 damage instead, as the 2 spirits are exploded into so much smoke, but they slowed down the axe enough to reduce the damage done to you.
Oh, hey, Tulip, they look like you. Did you, is this your, never mind. That really hurt.
Are you saying we all look the same?
Just if you're a family member.
Like Nate and Daisy.
I love it. All right. Well done. So we've got 1 Minotaur by the stalagmite, grappled still by Fenrisa, trading blows with Tulip, wreathed in spirits, and a little chilly from Leora's frostbite. And then we have the other one, Englepoot, and the other Minotaur locked in battle. And it is Englepoot's turn.
Okay, yeah. Hey, buddy. Now I'm just gonna unleash on you. All right, we could have talked this out. So I get advantage, correct?
You do get advantage on any attack rolls you make because he attacked recklessly.
Oh boy, an 18 and a 20 there on the die.
Ooh, that'll do.
Okay, but I cast it at first level.
Okay. Is this another inflict wounds?
Yeah.
All right. That's still gonna be a lot of dice.
Yeah. Okay.
What do they have? So again, Englepoot's hands are wreathed in necrotic energy as he reaches out and grabs the Minotaur.
Okay, 32 damage.
Oh, and you see the energy travel, and it's sort of this black energy spiders through the Minotaur's veins, goes up into its eyes. His eyes turn completely black as he stiffens and collapses to the floor dead.
Yeah, it's quite a contrast because he's got a pure white, beefy mustache, half-orc mustache. So.
Oh my god, I love it. I love it. All right. Anything else, Englepoot?
Oh no, that was quite satisfactory.
All right, fantastic. So Fenrisa, bottom of the round, we come to you. You're struggling to hold on to this Minotaur as it attacks your bud.
How tall is this stalagmite?
Is the stalagmite? Well, let's see. I said that Leora could only see its horns above it, and the Minotaur is a large creature, so I think the stalagmite is probably about 10 feet tall.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
And just so that
Now-
I have all my options, how far is the closest wall?
You all are sort of more towards the center of this cavern right now, so the closest wall is probably probably about 30 feet away.
All right, so here's what's going to happen.
I can't wait. I will also advise you, because I know where you're hoping to go with this, that this is all totally possible, but this Minotaur is very big, very thick, with 2 C's. So yeah.
Luckily-
He's dummy thick.
Luckily, I have the grappler feat that allows me to grapple things a size larger than me.
Yes, that I remember.
So, I would like to walk this Minotaur up the stalagmite and then suplex him onto it.
Okay. Oh, ooh, onto the top of it, you mean?
Yes.
Ooh, okay. Make a strength athletics check, because again, he's a big boy.
Okay.
I like it a lot.
That's a critical hit for 31.
Yes. All right. So you see Fenrisa just like pull the Minotaur's arms behind his back and just like tow him up this stalagmite. Let's see. I think let's call it an unarmed strike, I guess, to stab him down onto this. This is horrifying. First of all, yeah. Let's just call it an unarmed strike. I love it.
Okay, I have advantage on that then. That's 24, I think.
That'll do. All right, so describe it to me so that I can sort of get a visual here.
Okay, so I'd like to think that I took him in like a half Nelson type deal.
Great, love that.
Initially, I was going to cover the mouth, but it started screaming already. So I was just like, you know what? Let's just, and then I just kind of throw him backwards over my back.
Oh my god.
Onto the top of it, hopefully like shoulder blade area.
Oh my god. All right. So why don't you roll for me? Let's see. Let's call it. I mean, I think your aim was good, so I don't know. Let's call it 4d10.
Oy vey. Okay, hold. Do I add my bonus that I normally add?
Oh, good question. Sure, why not?
Okay. I would have taken no, but that's fine. 4 plus 5 is 9, plus 3 is 12, plus 5 is 17, plus an additional 4 is 21 damage.
All right. So he, it doesn't spear him through the spine or anything, but he's certainly not just 21. He's not feeling great being partially impaled on the top of this stalagmite at the moment. And
Okay,
you all just hear his yell just reverberate through the cavern.
I'm gonna do a little bonus action for another.
Oh, you're just adding insult to injury here.
I'm a punch.
Okay.
I got one more thing I'm gonna do after this too.
Oh, good. Oh, thank goodness.
So that's a 21.
Okay. Yep. That's yeah.
That's 7 plus 4 is 11 damage.
Okay.
And then I drop him. I release the grapple so he falls 10 feet.
Well, I feel like he's stuck on the top, isn't he?
Oh, did I impale him?
Yes.
Well, then I release the grapple and walk down the stairs. And just leave him up there. We're good. Fight's over. He's gone.
Amazing. I just would like to point out that I am also a mod in the chat, and I just had to approve the use of the word thick with 2 C's. So, way to go, Twitch. Amazing. Yeah, so you just punch him, or rather you suplex him over, you impale him on the thing. I just imagine that your unarmed strike was just sort of you taking both fists and like hammering him deeper onto the top of the thing, and then just casually walk down. Great. Okay, that's a thing that happened. Let me have you all make wisdom perception checks, please, at the top of this next round. Oh, well, now I'm curious, Leora. What'd you get?
Natural 1.
Yeah, okay. Fenrisa, how about you?
I got 16.
Okay. Engelpoot.
21.
All right. And Tulip.
23.
All right. So all three of you, not Leora, hear the sound of big, heavy footsteps running in y'all's direction. At least 2 more sets of them, if not more.
Okay. I turn to Leora and say, stay close. The shadows will help keep us safe.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then I'm invisible again.
Then you're gonna what?
Then I'm invisible again.
Okay, well, it's not your turn, sir.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You just impaled a minotaur. You gotta wait 6 more seconds before you can go invisible.
Fine. I will wait 6 more seconds.
I love it. We will get to you shortly, though, but first, Tulip.
Yes, hi, hello. All
Hi,
right,
hello.
So, we have an impaled minotaur.
We do.
Horrifying.
Not quite dead yet, but looking like they're gonna bleed out before too long.
Oh, poor thing. And then the other one is down?
Yeah, the other one, you turn and look, and the other one is just like on the ground, like slightly shriveled. It looks like he's been dead for a long time, which is creepy and weird.
Thanks, I hate it.
Hey,
Your
inflict
companions are a little
inflict
bit
wounds
savage.
is a messed up spell, y'all. It's just like, here, let me put some death in you.
So I'm gonna take my great axe and I'm gonna try to finish off the one that.
Yeah, that feels like a mercy. So yeah, do that.
That is a 19 plus stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'll say like impaled equals restrained. So if you'd like to roll with advantage just to see if you get a natural 20, you are welcome to do that.
Yeah, okay, I can do that.
Yeah, roll again, just see if you get a 20.
I did not.
No, okay. We'll stick with the 19 plus. All right, yeah.
For 18.
All right. So I love this visual of like of Tulip walking up and seeing this Minotaur impaled on this thing, and you know, Tulip's a Goliath, so she's pretty tall. So she just sort of takes her axe and like swings it above her head and buries it in the side of this Minotaur, who jerks once and then sort of goes limp, still impaled on the top of this stalagmite. All right, Tulip. Anything else?
I'm just gonna sort of try to slink into someplace where like wherever the direction of the sound that's coming from, I won't like sort of move away from that into maybe behind another stalactite.
Yeah, so you can move. I mean, essentially behind the stalagmite that this Minotaur is impaled on. Like you can get on the far side of that.
Okay, yeah,
Great.
I'd like to do.
I love that. All right, Leora, how about you? You're up.
Yours gonna look around and be like, all right. Hell, this was I suppose stroke of luck. Okay, I'm going to go to you, my friend. I don't know your name, but we are friends now that you have impaled my capture.
Yes.
I'm very sorry about that, but once again, I did try to reason with you. But I was like, pat, like she's 5 foot tall, so she's gonna like hop and like pat this like this Minotaur on the head, and then just kind of go over to Federica and it's like, all right.
She's ready. All right, I love it. Okay. Bursting into this little collection of individuals and stalagmites are 2 more Minotaur who are looking around and unfortunately immediately spot let's see, Leora and Anglepoot and Fenrisa, because you are not invisible yet as of yet. Sorry about it. Tulip is currently on the far side of the stalagmite, not hidden by dint of anything other than she's literally just out of line of sight for the moment. So these 2 Minotaur take a horrified look at what has happened to their 2 companions, but being Minotaurs and bloodthirsty and actually quite hungry, which none of you know, but now you do, they are going to attack. So let's see who they attack. We will be rolling randomly on the 3 of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So one of them is going to go after Anglepoot, and one of them is going to go after Leora. So let's see. They have a fun little charge thing that if they move at least 10 feet in a straight line towards the target, then hit with the gore attack. All right. So they both one runs towards each of you, lowering its head, and you see its pointed horns coming straight for you. And they are definitely going to be rolling recklessly because that was a horrible thing that they saw. So Anglepoot, the one again. Oh, Engie. That's another crit.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Would I still be raging right now?
Yes, because you haven't had a turn yet where you didn't attack or take damage, so yes.
I'm gonna use Spirit Shield on whatever you
That feels like a very smart idea. Okay, so this is 8d8 plus 4, and you need to make a strength saving throw.
Man.
6,
sweet.
7, I'm rolling a lot of ones. 7, 14, 16, 24, 27, 35, plus 4 is 39 piercing damage as you get gored by this Minotaur. And are you going to use the spirit thing again, Tulip?
Yeah, I am for only 11.
Okay, but hey, that's more than nothing. So what did I just say, 39? So you take 20. So again, Tulip points to you, and 2 more of those guardians run and interpose themselves and take, blunt the horns a little bit. So you only take 11, so 28 points of piercing damage. Still hurts like a bitch, though.
Oh, and I rolled a 19 on the strength save.
Okay, so you are not knocked prone or pushed away, which is probably good. The other one is going to do the same to you, Leora, and that is not a crit, but it is a 23 to hit.
Oh, that definitely hits.
All right, so that is 5, 13, whoops, 13, no, come back to 8. 13, 17, 21, 25 piercing damage to you, Leora, as it also gores you with its horns.
I will use my reaction to do Misty Escape.
Oh boy. Okay. Excellent.
When you take damage, you can use your reaction to turn invisible and teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space. You remain invisible until the start of your next turn, or until you attack and cast a spell.
Okay, great. So you cry out, you get impaled, and then all of a sudden you're just not there. Where are you give me a general idea of where you're teleporting to.
Behind any stalactite.
Excellent. All right. Fantastic. You also, Leora, you hear them also call out, crying out for more help.
Oh no. Oh, how much did I get hit for?
25, I think.
25. 25. I'm very gay. I can't do maths, so I'm just gonna.
Wait, what?
Very gay. Can't do maths.
I would like to say that I am a gay math tutor, so.
I can't use this excuse anymore.
Sorry about it.
Oh, this is fine. This is fine. I'm doing fine. I think that's right.
Excellent. All right, so that is those two Minotaurs. So, Leora was impaled and then just vanished from all of your sight. Englepoot was gored and did not vanish from all of your sight. Things are looking a little rough. And Englepoot, it is your turn. Fenrisa, you're on deck.
Oh my, the horns on these things. I'll tell you what. Hey,
Oh,
Tulip,
no.
I think, yeah, your relatives again. I just saw the second time. It's definitely them.
I'm sure this time.
I'm absolutely positive.
And Inglepoot is gonna go ahead and cast Spirit Guardians.
Yeah, that feels wise.
And I'm going to designate my pals here to not be the get injured by them.
Great.
And then do they take the damage? No.
I think it's on their turn if I remember the spell correctly. What do you what do your spirit guardians look like?
Oh yeah. So just imagine if arugula were, like in a children's show and they had like a mascot arugula in a children's show and there's like a little cutout for somebody's face. It's Inglepoot in a costume of arugula.
Oh man.
With his arms out, just kind of, he's just gonna give him some fiber.
Oh,
you know what I'm
God. Amazing. Fantastic. All right, so Englepoot is wreathed in Englepoot-faced, I keep wanting to say asparagus, arugula leaves.
Don't you dare.
I know, it's a whole different faith system. Anyway, all right, I love it. Fenris, anything else, Englepoot?
No, maybe I should take, no, I'm just gonna stay.
All right, yeah, that feels reasonable. All right, Fenrisa, you are up. Tulip, you are on deck for the top of the next round.
I would like to point out that as a player, I want to teleport away and run. I'm going to yell that was my drow friend, because what I saw was a drow get gored and then not exist anymore. And I'm going to knee the Minotaur under the jaw.
Okay, yikes. Wait.
Oh, you garbage dice.
Wait. Hold on. I'm all about this, but explain to me how that's going to work, this 10-foot tall Minotaur that you're kneeing under its jaw?
Because it was goring, so it was hunched over.
Oh, I forgot it was goring you. That's right. Good, yes. Very good. I like this. So you run over because Leora is no longer there and just knee it under the jaw. What'd you get for your attack roll?
Maybe it stood up because I got an 11.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. So you went to knee it, but it just unbent. And you just need air. But you have another attack, so try again. Not to knee it in the jaw, but...
Yeah, I'm gonna punch it.
All right, punch it.
In the hamstring.
With your
I'm gonna get 15.
It's a weird target. 15 is enough.
Okay, good.
So the knee misses, but then you turn around and punch him.
I'd like to think that I just land on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
10 damage.
All right. Okay, anything else, Fenrisa?
Bonus action attack.
Do the thing.
Yeah, I think that hits. 16.
Yes, that will definitely hit. So you turn around and what, roundhouse kick him?
Yeah, another 10.
Great.
Nope, 8. Math. 8.
Really good. All right. So we're at the bottom of the round. Fenrisa is kicking and punching. Leora is still nowhere to be seen. And Anglepoot is locked in combat with a bunch of arugula surrounding him. You are all making me laugh quite a bit and keeping this combat interesting, so you can all take point of inspiration because you've all done something fun and creative at some point in this combat. So you can all have that for this next round. And we are at the top of round 3. Tulip, you are up. Leora, you're on deck.
All right, I'm gonna head out and from behind the stalactite, and I'm going to.
Oh right, I forgot you were back there.
Hey guys. I'm gonna head out and attack the one that is that Fenrisa's engaged with.
Yep.
19.
Yeah, absolutely. So you come charging out and swing and bury it in his back.
For 12 damage.
All right. A solid swing, and then you presumably rear back to do it again.
Absolutely. For a 16.
That'll do. 2 solid chops in the Minotaur's sides.
A 18.
Ooh, that's a good one. So that second one was right in the same spot as the first and just digs the furrow even deeper. Fantastic. Anything else, Tulip?
I'm probably gonna like growl at them or something.
Yeah, absolutely you are. Yeah. All right, Leora, from your invisible far-off stalagmite.
I like hear Fenrisa say that. I was like, I've still got like the stuff. I was like, oh, is she talking about that? That's lovely.
Oh.
I like her. I like her. We should. This is nice. I feel very good. Sorry, I should be concentrating. And then I step out to the stalactite and go, I'm all good.
Yeah! Resurrection!
Yes, totally. Magic.
Yep.
And then I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast.
Yes.
At, the one who Fenrisa tried to knee, and Tulip just went after.
Absolutely. Do the thing.
That is 16.
16 hits.
Yes, and I get to add. I've got a thingamadoop in my
Agonizing blast.
Oh no, it's like what's it called? Yeah, agonizing blast. Where I get to add.
Yeah, your charisma. Yep.
To my yay.
Yes, indeed.
Now I just need to actually look up what Eldritch Blast is. I played
It's a D10, and you actually have 3 blasts that you have to roll separately for, but you can fire them all at the same Minotaur if you like.
That is a 6.
No.
Another 6. And no, that's a 9.
Oh, were those your D10 rolls?
Yeah.
So you actually have to roll to hit separately for each beam with Eldritch Blast. So yeah, so the first one was a 6 plus 5 is 11. So we'll keep that for now because you hit on the first one. Go ahead and roll 2 more attacks.
I got a 6 on the roll for attack. That's good.
Okay, so that one misses.
Definitely misses.
All right, how about the third one?
Nat 20.
Oh, yes. All right. So what were your 2 rolls? Because we could just use both of those. It was another 6 and a what?
A 9.
Okay, so that's 15 plus another 5 is another 20 damage. So the first blast goes and just sort of strikes him in the shoulder, and he grunts and turns around. The second blast whizzes right by his face and misses him entirely, but then the third blast just catches him full in the face. His head snaps back, and he collapses to the ground dead. Well done.
No, I mean, yay!
Yay! Really good. All right. Anything else, Leora? Are you moving at all, or staying where we're staying put?
I'm gonna stay put.
Yeah.
I'm squishy.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
Solid. All right. We hop over to the Minotaur that is engaged with Anglepoot, and it needs to make I believe it's a Wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
All right. It's gonna make they have surprising wisdom. But that's still just an 8. So I think it's, 3d8 radiant?
Yeah.
All right, roll that up as the arugula swirl about the Minotaur, harrying it and injuring it with radiant energy.
Yeah, an 8, an 8, and a 5.
Holy
so
shit, so 21.
yeah,
Nicely
good rolls.
done. Nicely done. All right. It cries out, confused and a little scared, but is still going to attack you. It's not going to go reckless this time because it's a little unsure of what's happening with all of this arugula. So it's just going to swing its great axe at you normally. That is only a 14 to hit.
No.
All right. So it's far too confused and frightened in that way that something very odd is going on, and he's just uncomfortable with it, and that distracts him enough to miss you with his great axe. Let me have everybody make wisdom perception checks again, please. Let's go with Tulip.
That's a 16.
All right. Anglepoot.
23.
All right. Fenrisa.
Quick question.
Oh, boy.
Does this game have critical fails on ability checks?
I mean, give me the adjusted number, but you're just very distracted.
7.
Okay, great. And Leora, what'd you get?
14.
Okay. So, Anglepoot and Tulip, you hear even more footsteps charging north. You get the sense that maybe some of the Minotaurs in the southern cavern heard the kerfuffle and are coming to join the fray, and this time there's a lot of them.
Oh, no.
Definitely more than 2 or 3 sets of footsteps. And here they come.
This is where we make our stand, our last stand.
They're still towards the southern end of the cavern, so you've got a little time. Like,
Okay.
maybe you'll have a round in between their arrival, but yeah, they're coming. All right, Anglepoot, you are up. Fenrisa, you are on deck.
Well, I think we should be going, everyone. But in the meantime, right before I turn tail and scram, I'm gonna inflict wounds.
Yeah.
First level.
Alrighty.
Oh, I don't think that's gonna do, so I'm gonna use a luck point.
Alrighty.
Okay, a little better, but I'm still not sure.
Okay.
It's gonna be an 18.
18 absolutely hits.
Oh, okay.
So again, with the energy and the creepy.
Yeah. That's 15
Nice.
necrotic damage.
All right, very nice. And it cries out, and it sort of freaks out even more because it's got these spirit guardians around it, and then it looks down and it realizes that the same creepy black energy that's coursing through it is sort of still crackling off of its downed friend is a strong word, companion.
Yeah, and then Inglepoot's gonna turn tail and get the heck out of here.
All right. You are in fact running away?
Yeah.
All right, it's going to try and swing at you as you go with an attack of opportunity. Oh, no, okay. I thought it was going to be another natural 20. It is a 19, so 25 to hit.
Yeah.
All right, so it just catches you as you turn tail and run. A lot of 11s on here, 11, 16, so 20 points of slashing damage.
Holy moly. Okay.
Yeah, 2d12 plus 4 is no joke with those axes.
Can I use a reaction on their opportunity?
You can, because you haven't used it this round, right? Since you went? Yeah, so yeah, absolutely you can.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and have my great aunt Daisy.
Oh, Daisy.
Good old date. Oh, fuck off.
Oh, maybe not.
8.
All right, well, hey, that means you only take 12 points of damage.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Absolutely.
Hey, Tulip, you're gonna have to introduce me to your family.
I love it. All right. Man, that's such a good feature because there's no limit on the number of times you could do it, right? It's not like your con modifier times or something. You can just do it, right?
Correct.
That's amazing.
Wow.
I love it.
Amazing.
I love it. All right. Blah, 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 blah. That was Anglepoot Fenrisa. You are up.
I need a little bit of the lay of the land.
Yeah, so right now you did you hear you
I did not.
You did not hear. Okay, so at the moment, there are two. There's the impaled dead Minotaur and another dead Minotaur that just got blasted in the face and had his neck broken, lying at your feet. Anglepoot just is about, I don't know, maybe 20 feet away from you all. Just turned tail and started running. Which direction are you running? There's another exit to this cavern to the northwest. Is that where you're headed?
Yeah, and then I will head that way. How do you want to do healing potions? Can we quaff those as a bonus action, or?
Sure. I'll let you take them as a bonus action. If you need to give them to anybody, that'll take an
Sure.
action. But if you're taking
Yeah.
your own, that's fine. Sure, why not?
Okay, excellent.
If anyone from my podcast watches me run any of these Mad Mage things, they're so mad at me because they're like, why are you so loosey-goosey with the rules for them? Because they're fun shows of power and 2-week runs, and let's just have some fun. Yours is a 2-year-long story arc. So, no,
Yeah.
you have to follow the rules. Sorry, not sorry. Cool. So, sorry, Fenrisa. So you see Englepoot taken off running, get chopped in the back by the Minotaur near him as he pulls out a little vial of something and quaffs it.
So I don't think Fenrisa's smart enough to realize that if everyone's running away, there's probably a good reason for it. So she's gonna go ahead and use her walk speed.
Well, I mean, that's fine if you want to go with that. You can also make a wisdom insight check if you like to try and sort of suss things out.
Let's do that.
Okay, great.
We'll let the dice decide.
Great. We'll call it a DC 14 to figure it out.
You want to call it like a DC 5? Because I rolled a 5.
Oh, you have no idea.
Let's walk up to the Minotaur.
Okay, great.
We're gonna do unarmed strikes.
Do it.
And then, depending on how good it goes, I'll describe what I do.
Okay, great.
That is a 17 for the first one.
That'll do.
For max damage.
Nice.
12
All right.
and 16
That'll do.
for my god, rolling hot. Another 12.
Yes.
Is it dead?
It is not.
Then I have to use the bonus action to attack.
Yes, you do. I mean, you don't have to, but
No. 20 to hit.
that'll do.
Unnatural. 8.
Aw. I mean, that's still fine. All right, so it is still not dead, but it is looking rough as you just come over and start beating the holy hell out of it.
Using the like my fist, but I'm holding a sword, so just kind of also using the sword.
Yes, good. Just it's like, are you not sure how to use this? Why are you? Okay, we'll go with it. I love it. All right. Anything else, Fenrisa?
Negative.
All right, we are at the top of round 4. Tulip, you hear the charging footsteps of the other Minotaurs coming from the south, but you've got a bit of time before they arrive. There is still one living, if rough-looking, Minotaur in your vicinity. What are you doing? Leora, you're on deck.
I'm gonna run up and take my great axe and try to take out this last Minotaur.
Feels reasonable.
And 18 plus stuff.
Oh, that'll do.
And while I'm swinging down on it, can I look at Fenris and say, we have to go.
We gotta.
I'm just super casual. Like we really should go now.
That's exactly it.
I love everything about it.
For 14.
Oh yeah, you just cleave him in half.
Oh, beautiful.
But we're doing so good. All right.
You.
Okay, fine.
I love it. All right, so you taking off and moving that way, Tulip?
Oh, yep.
All right, fantastic. Leora, you are up. You have seen Tulip dispatch this last Minotaur and say to Fenrisa that we need to go.
I'm gonna. I have this somewhere, but I can't remember what it's under.
What?
Yeah, it's. So I'm gonna. It's gonna cast Rary's telepathic bond.
Yes, I love that spell.
And I'm gonna target Fenrisa, Tulip, and Englepoot.
Yes.
Before I start running, or as I am running, I'm just gonna send a message like, "Hello, this is to sort of back up what we were saying over there. Fenrisa, darling, running is good, and it should be in the opposite direction. And I believe in you. So run away."
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Arugula,
little.
Are you talking to me?
And Daisy? Is that you?
You all have voices in your heads, and it's amazing.
I am the Daisy Arugula, and I'm telling you to run away.
Which is funny because
Okay.
you're trying to get Fenrisa to run, and she's the only one that doesn't normally have a voice in her head.
I love it.
Now you do.
Right. Surprise! Fantastic. All right. The Minotaur footsteps begin to approach from the south now. They're loud enough, and there's enough of them that you can all hear that more of these creatures are running towards you, but they have not yet quite gotten to you. So, Englepoot, what are you doing? Fenrisa, you're on deck.
How big is the opening into this area? Is it
To the area to the north?
to where we are, or is there? Because I'm thinking about doing a stone shape, and
Oh, interesting thought. Yeah. So right at the north, like right at the exit to this cavern that sort of goes into a little tunnel, and then continues on, where you think you maybe see a little flickering of light further down this tunnel. But in that direction, which is the direction that the couple of you that started running were going, there actually is a pretty large stalagmite that takes up about 2/3 of the cavern's exit. So you could probably like stone shape and sort of smooth that out to close off the passage. It might take a minute, but you could probably do it.
Okay, so the spell says
Yeah.
stone object, medium size or smaller, section of stone no more than 5 feet in any dimension, and form it into a shape that suits your purpose. So you could, a coffer, a small passage through a wall, or a stone door. But is it larger than those dimensions?
Yeah, I think it would
Okay.
probably... I like this so much, but I think if you wanted to totally seal off this area, it probably is about 10 feet wide that you need. But, I mean, if you want to get creative and form some sort of, like, partial barrier, that would definitely be fine. But I don't think you could... I don't think with a single casting of this you could seal off the whole thing. I think it would take 2 separate castings.
I have an idea.
Okay, let's hear it.
I have minor illusion, so I can minor illusion that the rest of it is sealed as well.
Okay, so I'll do like the bottom half or
And I
something.
will minor illusion the top half.
I'll buy that. I like that. Great. And you two go one right after the other, so that works out really well.
Yeah, and okay. And so that's done. I cast stone shape, and well, first I wait till everyone gets ahead of me.
Sure.
And then I do it, and I say, Fenrisa, yeah, you can
Okay.
go ahead.
I like it. So we'll sort of like suspend initiative at this point so that you all can do this, and you can still hear like we'll say that each of you like takes a moment to touch Fenrisa's minor illusion so you all can see through it clearly, and so you can see the minotaurs on the other side come in and look around and again are horrified at their 4 dead comrades. They start charging towards the north of the cavern because they know the layout of this cavern, and they all sort of stop short when they realize that the north end seems to have been sealed off in some way, and they approach it and they get really confused, and then one of them says let's go around, which Leora you can hear, and they all take off back south. All right, so you have averted, and there were 7 of them that came up looking for you all, and have all taken off south now. So you all have a brief moment at the very least. They seem to going around. Looks like it'll take them a little while. So what are you all doing now that you have a moment to breathe?
I would like to drink my healing potion. For sure.
Yes, I support those choices.
Yeah. Okay.
I couldn't remember if I said I bought one. So I was like, did I buy a healing potion? A wildly unprepared drow in this Underdark.
Yeah, and Inglepoot's not much of a healer. He's like that other famous trickery cleric. Doesn't like to heal.
Derp, derp, derp. All right. So those of you who can quaff some healing potions, and then what? You can see further down this little corridor that you found yourselves in to the northwest. There is some flickering light, and you hear some soft. At this point, you hear some soft chanting coming from that area.
Now, for the group, if I remember correctly, and I'm trying to be good at memory, which is difficult.
Sure.
The big open area had 2 exits, correct?
The one to the south, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
And 7 minotaurs. Oh, I don't know that because I don't speak minotaur. Never mind.
Yeah, correct.
Ignore.
But
So
I can relay it.
Okay, great.
All right.
So-
if it's relayed, I'm going to offer that maybe we should go back where we were and go find another exit instead of running right into 7 minotaurs that are coming around to find us.
yeah, it sounds fine to me. By the way, I'm Inglepoot Humperflump.
There you go.
What was your name?
Oh, right. Hello. Sorry. I should have introduced myself when we first met, but there were minotaurs.
Yeah, I get it.
And she kind of gives you like a kind of sort of curtsy and is like, my name is Leora, just Leora.
Okay, Leora. Okay, it's easy to say. I thought it was going to be difficult for a second, but then it just turned out just fine.
I would like to roll insight on that introduction.
I feel like that's reasonable. Leora, if there's any reason for you to, you're welcome to roll charisma deception.
I got 23.
Fantastic.
I can't even beat it, so I won't roll.
I got 24.
Oh. So there's something that Leora sort of tripped over that there's maybe something more to her name that she kept to herself.
Got it. Well, you're very tiny. My name is Tulip. What did you say your name was again? One more time, but slower.
Leora.
But slower.
Leora.
Is there a longer version of that? Is it a nickname?
No, it's more of a sort of like I have a lot of middle names, but only one short first name.
What are your middle names?
Leora Bellacueva Nosturo Venice.
Okay.
Sunod
No, it's
Ortus Iliad Ikio Skiriam.
okay. It's okay.
Amazing.
I am Lady Leora of House Blackquill.
There it is.
Oh.
Ah,
Ooh. V, does that mean anything?
You could make an intelligence history check to see if it means anything to you.
no, V. Yes, V.
Oh, V.
V the drow who would.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if he he's done a very good job of staying inconspicuous during combats.
Yeah, I only ask him questions when we're not fighting.
Yeah. Let me see. Yay! This dice makes me feel so good when I crit fail because it says fuck. There we go. He has never heard of that house. So there actually is a little bit of information that he gets from that, which is that that means that this house probably has no direct connection or ties to House Freth here on the maze level. So that much, at least, you can be sure of.
What are you doing here, V? Like, why do you stick around with us and not do anything? Like, I'm trying to. He's saying this while his arugula mascots are still next to him.
Yep, definitely. So he says, "Oh God, they're French." Bonjour. He says, "Well, I told you that I would come with you so that I could escape this place because I rather don't particularly like being a slave to the mistress, the matron mother of House Freth, and so I have come with you. But I'm fairly injured. I have weapons, but I don't think I would last very long in a fight. And since you and your god have not seen fit to help me with these injuries, I stick to the shadows."
Leora has just noticed him.
Yeah, literally, he steps out and says this, and Leora's like, "The fuck?"
Hello.
Oh, hello. Hello. I am. What is my last name? Hold, please.
Well, that's interesting
Yeah.
now. You don't even know your last name.
I'm starting to think there's something up with you.
Yeah, right. Where is he? Here he is. So he introduces himself as Varn Telena. Yes.
Would I know him?
Good question. Make an intelligence history check.
That is. I took history, so yeah.
Nice.
I did a semester in college.
Ah.
I got 21.
Oh, yeah. So this is one of the many houses that has... It's a pretty minor house that has enclaves throughout the Underdark. You are pretty sure that his house is allied with House Alvrindar, which is... they have taken most of the level right above this. And you know, just because you did your research before you came down here to retrieve this artifact, you know that House Arvindar... and House Freth have been warring with each other for some time.
Oh, so you're totally good. Okay, that's fine then. It's nice to. I have heard of you through a very, very long grapevine, but I have heard of you. You have not heard of me though, so I really don't know how to feel about that.
I mean, bonjour. I mean no disrespect from you. It is just that I've been a prisoner here for quite some time and feel as if my knowledge of the rest of the drow houses in this area is rather limited.
Yes, there's a real mix. It's hard to keep everyone straight, honestly.
And really, they move around in the various levels so much. It's hard to keep track of who is there.
Honestly, it's just rude. Just stay in one place.
You stay put,
How hard is
please.
it?
Really. Oh, I like you.
I like you too. We should hang
Fantastic.
out.
Let's get out of here first, no?
Oh, definitely. That
Definitely.
seems
So-
very preferable.
I don't know what your plan was, but we are looking for a way out. So we should do that, if you're amenable.
I am looking for something in particular. I am looking for something the Minotaurs have acquired, and I must get it back. It's very long and complicated. Drow houses have a lot of bad blood, but I need to get this back for the sake of my house and another.
Well, it was nice knowing you. Very nice to meet you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye, it was wonderful to meet you. I would have included you in the telepathic bond, but I didn't know you were here.
No apologies needed. And V sort of looks to the other three of you and is like, "Okay, here we go. Ready? Let's go."
I'm gonna help her.
I was afraid you would say that.
Thank you.
She is my friend. She needs help. I will help.
We are indeed friends.
Oh boy.
How do you plan on going about retrieving this artifact?
Well, I read a lot of books on the subject of the house I'm aiming to retrieve it from.
Yeah, but I've read. Well, I haven't read any books, but I've heard things, and they don't. They don't tell you how to, take care of an army of minotaurs, I think.
Oh, hold on. And she pulls out a book, and she has actually in her possession book.
It's the art of war.
Yeah, and how to pick out various armies. She's like,
Yeah, you won't find a minotaur army in there, I bet.
oh, it's ripped out.
I took a semester of Minotaur in college, so I was hoping to reason with them.
Yes, that'll work really well. I totally believe in this endeavor.
Honestly, it's been a very mixed sort of bag so far. They're a lot angrier than I imagined they would be.
They're minotaurs. What did
Yeah.
They're a very interesting culture of people, but not many people research into minotaurs, so they don't know, and I was just hoping to appeal to their nature or
Their bestial nature.
their bestial nature, or my backup plan was to just go total stealth mode and just sneak on in their Solid Snake style.
We can still do that. And she
Solid
gestures
Snake.
around to all the shadows that are still here because I didn't get hit once.
Mm-hmm. Man, an hour's a long time. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you know where it is?
Do I know where it is?
That's a good question. So, do you know where it is? Well, you know where it's not. And I think by process of elimination, unless it's not on this level with these Minotaur anymore, which you're pretty sure it is. It's probably somewhere to the northwest where that faint dim glow is coming from.
There.
There.
Oh,
Well, you know, I like helping people, but is this a bad artifact, or is it
It is a very bad artifact, and my house is not a very nice house.
so why would we help you, get the artifact?
Because my house will declare war on another house, and many, many people will die.
Like, if you don't get it, you mean?
If I don't get it and don't return it.
Okay.
so
Okay.
Fenrisa's going to walk up and put her hands on Lyra's shoulders and kind of like look there in the eyes and be like, "Will you teach me about Minotaurs if I find this?"
I would teach you about Minotaurs even if we don't find this.
Oh, this is so touching.
Fenrisa's already walking towards him.
Are we really doing this? This is we're all aware this is a terrible idea.
Not good.
Already walking.
Oh, V, if you have a better, offer, I would like to hear it.
Run away?
Also, since the shadows are targeted on me, as soon as I get 30 feet away, you are no longer in the Pass Without Trace.
I'm so loud now. Shh.
Shit. 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 I'm gonna start
Catch
walking.
up.
Yeah, merde. Okay.
I can reward you for your help. I should
It's
mention.
fine.
Yeah.
Rewards mean so little when you are dead, but what choice do I have? Here we go.
Oh, I'll keep you safe.
Tulip!
Tulip's like.
I absolutely love the dynamic that Tulip and Fenrisa have.
I love it.
Fenrisa just says stupid things, and Tulip's just like,
I love it. All right, so you all head north a little ways down this passage. There is another sort of branching passage off to, I think it's towards the right, that doesn't have any light in it. Presumably that does not lead where you want to go, but it is. You should know that it's there. But you go forward a little bit more, again, continuing towards the northwest, and you come out in. You sort of poke your head around one corner and see this enormous chamber, and in the center of the chamber is just a massive pile of dismembered body parts. The smell in here is overpowering of offal and rot and decay and death, and you see an enormous minotaur that has this sort of headdress on and this tunic that's clearly painted with blood is going around and just collecting dismembered, what they look like troglodyte body parts, and there's a few drow body parts, and just picking them up from around the cavern and tossing them into this great big, I mean the pile is huge. The pile is probably a 20-foot square of just body parts.
Okay, so Inglepoots, while we were walking up, he pulls out another perfume bottle. I
forgot about that.
I think I have three now, and he's putting a little on himself, but also, just spraying the area as much as possible.
Definitely. Just behind the body part pile that has sort of a little low, crude stone barrier around it to keep them, to keep the body parts contained, is a crude altar that looks like it's made out of minotaur fur that's stretched over a frame of some sort of bones that have been lashed together. There are two poles that are thrust out of the altar on either side, and at the top of them look like minotaur skulls. And surrounding the altar and the body part pile, so this shaman or whatever he is walking around and tossing body parts into the pile, but surrounding the pile and the altar are 11 more minotaur that are just dancing and clearly engaging in some sort of horrific rite. And sitting Right on top of the altar is. Why don't you describe what it is, Leora? I'm really putting you on the spot here, and I'm happy to do it if you don't want to, but I like a bit of, passing around
Why is this the only thing that popped into my brain?
I can't wait to hear it now.
So there is, in the center of it, is what looks like a cowboy hat.
Yes.
But it's purple and glowing.
Obviously.
So it's special.
Obviously.
Because I have a cowboy hat off screen, and I was like,
Amazing.
I can't think of anything.
Amazing. I love it. Yes. So in the center of this altar, you see a faint purplish glow, and underneath the glow, you see this. I mean, hats are a thing, right? So you see this tall, wide-brimmed hat that seems to almost sort of sparkle, and you can see that there is a sort of power emanating. Yes, a sort of power emanating from it, and clearly it is the focal point of whatever this ritual is.
This is the worst party I've ever seen.
Question.
Uh-huh.
How big is the room?
Oh,
Like,
no.
It's
I don't need like exact measurements, but I guess how far is the altar?
how far away from where you all are?
From the door, we'll say.
It's probably about 80, 90 feet away from where you all are at the moment.
Okay.
It's a pretty big cavern.
I have an idea,
Oh boy.
but it's dumb.
Yeah, no, I have an idea too, and I don't think it's dumb.
Okay.
I'm going to go invisible and teleport and take the hat.
Oh, mine was the same, but I was gonna dimension door with Leora.
Oh, you could. Okay. Go for it. That's great. I like it. Dimension door's further. Right?
Was there also an element of invisibility in your plan, Englepoot? Or are you just gonna pop over there and hope to do it quickly enough?
No, I was just gonna, pop in.
Great,
pop
I
out.
was just clarifying. That's totally fine.
No hellos, no goodbyes.
Okay. Yeah.
I could cast darkness on us, but I don't know if that will help.
Can we see through darkness?
Oh.
Well, you might be able to if you have what is it? Eyes of the rune? No, Devil's Sight.
Devil's
Yeah,
sight,
Devil's
Yeah.
Sight.
which I do not.
Okay, so no, you can't.
I'm worried that if you go in there, that you'll be seen, and that would be bad.
Well, that's when you and I come into play, and we can throw them away.
Oh boy.
It's a great.
Yes.
There's no way this will go wrong. I think it's flawless.
Let me just roll some stealth for V real quick. Okay, great. He rolled a 19 plus 4 plus 10 is a 34. So from the shadows, you just hear V's voice. Just one more time, I would like to submit that this plan is terrible.
I'm gonna nod aggressively.
As long as we are in agreement, have fun. Please, one of you survive to escort me out of here.
Oh, question for my plan in case we do decide on it. How well lit is this room?
There is light in this room. There are some torches sort of surrounding the altar and the awful pit. So the altar itself is in bright light, as is the pit. And then once you get further out to the sides of the cavern, it's dimly lit.
So no more invisibility if I go to the altar.
Correct.
So my plan's right out.
Okay.
I do have something we could do after we go back in the door.
Yeah.
I have Circle of Death, which that is a sphere of negative energy ripples out in 60-foot radius sphere. Each creature in that range must make a con saving throw. They take 8d6 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half
Holy
as much
poop.
on a successful one.
That's so many d6.
That's so many d6s.
So, we pop in there, grab the hat, and then I cast it again to get out of there.
That's the plan.
Is that the plan?
And then I cast a giant circle of death upon them.
I know that's what the spell is called, but when you say it like that, it just sounds so funny.
So we are did you say we're were you the voice in my head? Were you
Oh
talking?
yes,
Okay,
that-
so can you still use that now?
I believe so.
So if things get kind of fucked up in there, you can just be like, hey, help us.
Yes, totally.
Great. I'm gonna sit down and have a drink then.
DM.
Yeah.
So, trickery clerics have channel divinity, invoke duplicity, and I can cast things through my illusory duplicate.
Oh, yeah.
So can I send my duplicate instead?
To, what do you mean?
Dimension Door with Leora?
I don't see why not. Let me have a quick look at your invoke
That's
duplicity. As an action, you create a perfect illusory duplicity of 1 minute, or until you lose your concentration, the illusion appears in an occupied space. As a bonus action, you can move it. For the duration, you can cast spells, but you must use your own senses. Additionally, when both you and your illusion are within 5 feet of creature. Yeah, I don't see why not.
Oh.
Oh no, yeah, Dimension Door's not a concentration spell, so sure, why not?
I do have another idea as well, but I don't know if this one will work as well.
Okay.
I have Major Image.
Oh,
So
good
I
lord.
could also cast an illusion, which could distract them while we steal it.
Yeah, all of the above.
I could also help with that because I could cast a secondary illusion behind it.
There's so much spell casting happening here.
Well, hey, Tulip, can your family, I'm sorry I don't know their name, you have neglected to introduce me. Can your family help us in any way?
First of all, they're different every time. I appreciate you wanting to get to know them. I mean, I could. They wouldn't do. What do you want them to do?
I don't know, get in a fight or something and, just distract.
I mean, it's kind of against the reason that I use them, but I could. Maybe...
Okay, yeah, no pressure or anything. I'm just, spitballing, but I like the major image.
Yeah, I mean, I think that distracting them and getting them out of there, you boop your way in, you boop your way out, and then we hightail it out of here.
Yes, we go.
Okay, I've got another plan as well in front of that I can cast without using a spell slot. Can I cast Divination?
Oh, sure. That's a high level spell. All right, yeah, sure.
Oh god, what are the parameters of asking a question?
Let's see. Divination is more powerful than augury, so I don't remember. Let's see.
The GM offers a truthful reply. The try might be short, phrase, cryptic theme, or an omen.
Ah,
So
yes.
you can ask a single question regarding a specific goal or event.
Right. Enter activity to occur within 7 days. Truthful reply might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. Okay. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as the casting of additional spells or the loss or gain of a companion. Okay, cool.
Hello.
So
Sorry
wait.
to bother you.
That's right. Are we ritually casting this, though? Just to check in?
Ritually, yeah.
Okay, so 10 minutes. She sort of, Leora sort of sets down and sets up this whole little thing going on and murmurs for quite some time.
Hello. Sorry to bother you, but we're in a bit of a pickle, and I could really use some advice. What'll rightfully fuck these minotaurs up, fear-wise?
Oh. I like that. Let's see. I'm trying to come up with something that rhymes, so you'll forgive me if I take a moment. Because it said a cryptic rhyme. So you hear a voice, and your patron is the Archfey, right?
Yeah.
So you hear a sort of lilting musical voice in your head, and the voice says, "From Baphomet they long to hear, and yet his servant shall cause fear."
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for dropping in.
Make me an intelligence. I'll take either Arcana or History from you, Leora.
That is. I'm gonna go. Oh, I have proficiency in both.
Nice. Okay.
That is 23.
So you know a little bit about Baphomet and his servants. So Baphomet is the great horned demon lord god of the Minotaurs, and his servants in the abyss are Goristro demons.
Goristro demons. Also, I just made my patron Jareth from the Labyrinth movie because Alexa suggested it.
Yes.
So my patron is Jareth from the Labyrinth. Like,
Yeah, I'm obsessed.
He's known me ever since I was a babe with a special power.
What power?
The power of voodoo.
Who do?
You do.
Do what?
Voodoo. This exchange goes on for some time.
That's the 10-minute ritual. Just that exchange.
Yes, correct. Throughout the 10 minutes that you were there, like I think the Minotaurs that were looking for you all, like I'm gonna give you all the benefit of the doubt and say that you were just sitting out in the open of this like entryway to this chamber for 10 minutes. So the Minotaurs that were looking for you did eventually make it around and searched around for you, but with the pass without trace, you all were pretty well hidden, and so they eventually gave up. A couple of them, we'll say of the 7 of them, 3 of them, so not a couple, a few, 3 of them went into this chamber to join the ritual that was going on, and then 4 of them turned around and went back to guard duty. So there are now 14 Minotaurs dancing about the altar,
Right.
plus the shaman.
Fine.
Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Cool, no doubt.
So, Leora, you ready to enact this plan?
Okay, wait. Can we do it just like one more time? I just want to have it in my head how flawless this is.
Oh, well, who said it was going to be flawless? I'm gonna, request a duplicate of myself. I'm gonna convince him to go with Leora through this dimensional door up to the hat.
Okay.
And Leora's gonna grab it,
Okay.
and then he's gonna go through another dimension door, which should just be, adjacent or whatnot to the first door, to the left, enter that dimension door, which will lead to us. And then I don't have a plan.
Okay, good. This is fine.
And then again a voice from the shadows. Okay, but is it?
Turn around and
Once again, I'm glad we're on the same page. Carry on.
when are you going to cast your distraction? That's happening, right? Are you
I
gonna
shall do it now and be very distracting.
As soon as she casts it, I will cast Invoke Duplicity.
Okay.
And so a version of myself pops in front of me, and I say, "Oh, hey there, thanks. It's good to see you again. I have a thing I need you to do here, and I need you to go with my recent good friend Leora up to that altar through dimension door that I've seen you do before, and then she's gonna go ahead and take that hat, and then I need you again to use dimension door to get back to me, and then you can hang around, or whatever you want to do, you can take off, but I just want to emphasize how good it is to see you. and my duplicate, when he appears, Poot starts looking at him. He's just like,
My fan.
okay.
Yep.
Just like listening to this story.
I love it.
I'm gonna drink my other healing potion while this is happening. I really am not feeling good
Yeah.
about that.
Definitely. Okay, so just to make sure that I have the order of events correct, we've called forth the duplicate. Leora is going to use major. What are you using?
Major image.
Major image, right? To create a.
The servant that
Okay,
they
so
are
to
here.
create a Garister demon to appear in the. Where in the chamber would you like it to appear?
Against a wall, which will then be far enough away that when he calls them over as part of this image, they will be like, ah. Or
Okay.
Just
Or
anywhere that's not facing the hat.
sure. Okay, great. So we'll say it's sort of over to on the west wall. Great. I love it. So that will appear. The duplicate will dimension door the two of you over to the hat. You'll grab the hat and dimension door you back. Is that the plan? And then you all run like hell?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, the duplicate walks up to you, Leora, and goes, "Hi." Doesn't say anything, but it looks like he's saying hi.
Ridiculous.
Hello.
I love it.
Lovely to meet you. I curtsy to him as well.
Fantastic. All right, here we go. So Leora gathers her patron's power and creates a major image of a horrifying Goristro monster, which is this giant, huge, tall, with curling horns. Looks a bit like a minotaur, only much, much scarier. And it appears, and major image can make noise, right? They like essentially are pretty realistic, right?
Double check that. Trigger your temporary person. Yeah. Yeah, you can use your. I can use my powers to make it move.
Yeah.
Alteration cause you to make different sounds at different times.
Great. Okay, so it'll just let loose a roar to catch everyone's attention, and all the minotaurs turn immediately to look at it. I'd say about 2/3 of them, including the shaman, just drop to their knees and put their heads on the ground in supplication. And you two pop over to grab the hat. So we're gonna make a few perception checks for the minotaurs that didn't drop to the ground. They're gonna be with disadvantage because this Goristro is very distracting to them. Well, that's a natural one, so not
and
that
while
one.
That's happening, Inglepoot is talking to Tulip about his duplicate and being like, "Watch him. He's really good. You're gonna like him. He's super cool. He's really good when he puts his mind to something."
All right, so you get over there, Leora. You grab the hat, and what do you do with it? Do you just hold it? Do you put it on? Do you stick it in a bag? What do you do with it?
Done. It's on.
It's on. Amazing. All right, so you put it on, and immediately you see that Leora, her outfit changes immediately, and she has these strange-looking leather boots with this odd little metallic, like, spiked wheel coming out of the back of them, and she has a leather sort of vest that has a strange, shiny metal star on one, like, right next to one lapel. And her pants are still exactly the same, but they seem to have another layer on top of them that have little bits of like leather fringe coming off of them, and of course it all matches the hat perfectly. And so you grab it, you stick it on, and you notice that one of the minotaurs has turned to look right at you, but is so confused for like a brief minute about what it sees, and then Anglepoot's double snaps and opens the dimension door again, and you all step through, and that minotaur that saw you all is just, for the moment at least, is sort of shocked into silence. So what are you all doing now that Leora is back with the hat?
Fucking running.
Later. Bye.
Bye.
Fantastic. Okay, so you all take off running. Which way?
Away.
Back the way that you came into the stalagmite chamber, or are you going to take the other passage?
I think the other passage.
Yeah.
Because that's where we haven't been yet. And
Okay.
people went back.
Great.
To the first way.
So you all take off. You make it a little ways out, and you start to hear screams and roars of anger from the cavern, and steps, whatever, begin charging after you. You have a good head start, but we're gonna do a fun little chase because I never get to use the chase rules from the DMG. So let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay.
While we're running, Leora's like, I know this is probably an inappropriate time to say so, but I've never felt cooler.
You look so cool.
My God,
You can totally wear the hat whenever you want.
I love it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Inglepoot and Inglepoot are just running next to each other.
I love this.
I love it. All right. So in case I'm just gonna go over the rules of chases as they are in the DMG quickly, because unless you played Dragon Heist, they don't get used super often. So participants in the chase are, I love the way that this is written, are strongly motivated to use the dash action every round.
Okay.
Pursuers and quarry who stop to cast spells and make attacks run the risk of being caught or losing their quarry. Dashing. During the chase, a participant can freely use the dash action a number of times equal to 3 plus your Constitution modifier, so be aware of that, everybody. Each additional dash action it takes during the chase requires the creature to succeed on a DC 10 Constitution check at the end of its turn or gain 1 level of exhaustion. Participant drops out of the chase if its exhaustion reaches level 5 since its speed becomes 0. Blah 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 blah. Normal rules apply for spells and attacks, and in order to end the chase, one side either has to give up, or the quarry, which is you all, can make dexterity stealth checks at the end of each round if you like, in order to attempt to hide from your quarry. So you can try and duck out a side passage and hide in the darkness while they hopefully run by you. Also, there are going to be complications, so each participant in the chase is going to roll a d20 at the end of your turn to determine whether or not a complication affects the next participant in initiative order. All right, so let's have those initiative rolls. Englepoot, what'd you get?
13.
All right. Tulip.
I also got 13.
Oh, for heaven's sake, you all. Be original.
Take a 14 if you want to give it to me.
Who would like to go first?
You?
All right. Great. Tulip is first. Fenrisa.
18.
All right.
I got 18 as well.
Oh, for heaven's sake, you all. The Minotaurs got 18 also.
You gotta monitor
I
the
would like to
chat
go
'cause
before
we're
the
just
Minotaurs.
coordinating.
Amazing. Okay, so who wants to go first, Fenrisa or Leora?
Oh, Fenrisa.
All right.
Yeah, I have the pass without trace, so it's probably important that I go
Okay.
first.
Leora, and then Minotaurs will go in the middle. Again, exactly like it was before, except great. Okay. All right. So you all are running. I'm not going to worry too much about directing you through, because if you remember, this was like a little mini labyrinth, but I'm not going to worry about that for this chase. It's just about running, getting away from them. You all tell me what you want to do. Tell me at what point you want to try and hide, or how you want to escape, or whatever it is. But we'll do a few rounds of this chase. So Fenrisa, you are up first.
I regret taking first, because then I could have watched someone else do it and figured out how this works.
All right, so basically you're running, yes, and then you can take your action to dash if you would like. You also can use key points to use your bonus action to dash if you really want to get ahead of folks, but remember that you're, I guess, trying to maybe keep them within the area of Pass Without Trace.
Yeah, if I go 90 feet a turn, they're not going to be able to keep up with me.
Correct.
So I am choking up enough that...
What's your speed? What's your speed right now? 45?
50?
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
50 plus an additional 60 because I can teleport 60 feet as a bonus action.
Right. Excellent. Okay, so you tell me, so you're going to have to tell me each round, how far you're actually running.
Would you allow me to just run where I am kind of in the middle?
Yeah, sure.
You looking around.
So you're essentially keeping pace with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that is because, are you all going to be, so this is a little odd, but because the monk is screwing everything up, you're all, I presume, going to be dashing at least for the first couple of rounds, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so Fenrisa, you will have to either bonus action key point dash or action dash, because they're going to be going 60 for the most part, and so your 50 won't quite keep up with them. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes, I will do that thing.
Okay, so you want to use your action to dash and then still just hold it back, choke back, so that you're only going 60 feet, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, because you're not actually running the full 100 feet with your dash, I'll give you 1 extra dash before you start making con saves, since you're sort of choking up on it, but still using the action. All right, so Fenrisa runs ahead, dashes, and go ahead and roll me a d20 to see if Leora has a complication to deal with.
As a 14.
A 14 is no complication for Fenrisa. I mean, for Leora. So, Fenrisa runs ahead quickly, but not too quickly. Leora, you're up next, running ahead with them.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna dash with the first one.
Great, fantastic. So you're keeping up. Your speed is 30, I presume.
Yes.
So you're keeping up nicely with Fenrisa, staying within the area of the Pass Without Trace, running ahead, looking back, hearing the Minotaurs. Go ahead and make me roll a d20, please.
An 8.
Okay. Okay, cool. So that doesn't make any sense, so I'll make up a complication. So the Minotaurs are next, so they are affected by this complication. So basically, you all have run into a chamber that is just filled with bats. It's not that same chamber from last time, but it's a bat-filled chamber, and you spook them, and these bats just fly out right into the face of all of these Minotaurs, and they need to make dexterity saving throws. I'm going to make one for all of them, because that's a lot simpler. And they do, in fact, make it, so they manage to flail their way through these bats and are only slowed slightly as they run to catch up, and you just hear them. Oh, I'll need to mark that they're taking a dash action, as you just hear them gaining on you all ever so slightly. All right, and they're going to roll a d20 for whoever's next. That's a 16, so no complication for Tulip. Tulip, you're up, you're running. Now, you're a barbarian, so your speed's a little bit faster too, right? What's your speed right now?
My speed is 40.
Okay, great. So you tell me what you're doing. Fenrisa and Leora are about 60 feet ahead of you.
Okay, well, I'm going to take my dash action.
All right, so you're running, staying sort of also close to them, so you're choking up a little, not quite as much as Fenrisa is, but choking up a little bit. Great.
Yeah.
So you're running that way. Go ahead and roll a d20 to see if Engelpoot has a complication.
Buddy. Oh.
Oh, no.
I'm so sorry. I got a 1.
Okay. Okay, great. So, Engelpoot, you are running, and the three of them have sort of taken a hard corner. So you take this hard corner, and what you unfortunately don't see immediately is that there's a sort of pile of, like a little rock fall that you have to try and leap over and get past without tripping. So you can either make a strength athletics check or a dexterity acrobatics check to get past this little rock fall on the side of the cavern without tripping.
Athletics.
All right, do it.
Okay, yeah. 13.
Okay, so without too much difficulty, you see it coming and you manage to leap over the pile of rocks, and now you can take your turn as normal.
Okay. Yeah, he probably was distracted because he's talking to Engelpoot and trying to get him to hang back.
Okay.
And distract him.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, okay.
He's not being receptive at this point.
Okay.
So he's just gonna run along with me and try and keep up. So he only has 30 feet speed.
Oh, right.
So he's using everything he can
to
keep up.
Okay. And then the let's see. If I remember correctly for this spell,
it's 1 minute concentration.
Yeah, but so you use your bonus action to have your double run, but it can only run up to 30 feet, so it's gonna fall behind you. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I sort of love that actually.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, great. So Engelpoot 2 is falling behind a little bit, which might be for y'all's benefit. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me, Engelpoot, to see if Fenrisa has a complication.
Yeah, so instead of Engelpoot sprinting and talking to his duplicate, he's leaving him in the dust and like kind of getting emotional because he's leaving his friend behind.
Aww.
He's just like looking over his shoulder. I rolled a natural 1.
Oh, all right. Oh, this is going really well. Okay, so Fenrisa, you are up ahead, and there's actually a little ravine. It's not super deep, it's about 10 feet deep, but you're gonna have to leap over it. So go ahead and make me a dexterity acrobatics check to get over this thing, which probably won't be a problem for you, but
It might be. No, it won't be. 24.
yeah, no, okay. So it's like a little 5 foot wide gap, and you see it coming with enough time, so you leap over this little gap, and what do you do?
Can I set up so that we can stealth? Like, hide?
Yeah, make me a, let's say, either wisdom perception or wisdom survival to see if you can spot a good, like, nook or cranny to hide in.
Perception would be the better. Ooh. Okay, 22.
So yeah, and you've got 60-foot dark vision, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so about 60 feet ahead, so next round, you see a little hidey hole that looks like it's probably, like the opening is small, but you can just see into the gap, and it looks like it's probably big enough to hide you all, so you can sort of direct everyone there for the following round to make it in there if you like.
Can I teleport there?
You certainly can, yes.
But they wouldn't be. Okay.
They won't make it there this round, but you could.
I stay put, and I'm like air traffic controlling towards the hidey place.
Excellent.
You have the telepathic, so you could just tell me telepathically.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I there, and I'm like, come over here. And I describe like the outcroppings and stuff.
And I've got 120 feet dark vision, so I can be, oh, wonderful.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, Fenrisa, give me a d20 roll for Leora.
2.
Okay, so as you run ahead, Leora, there is, in fact, there is some uneven ground in this portion of the cavern, so I need you to make a dexterity acrobatics check for me as well. Mana.
That is 14.
Okay, so you're able to sort of pick your way through this uneven ground without slowing, and you can continue on. Dashing?
Yes, dashing towards the hidey hole.
Alrighty, roll me a d20, please, for the Minotaurs.
19, damn it.
No complication for the Minotaurs, so they continue to run, and you hear them roar, and you can hear them, a few of them swinging weapons and roaring in frustration as they continue to get closer to you all. Let's see, that is a 10, so I think there's a complication for Tulip. Let me see. Yes. Oh, funny. Okay, so, Tulip, you hear some sort of, like, scrabbling coming from this side passage that you're about to run by, and you're running, just going, and as you pass it, you see 8 beady, glistening eyes and a giant spider body behind it, and as you all pass it, this giant spider comes out into the tunnel and begins coming after you, so you can take your turn now, Tulip.
No.
Oh, okay. Cool. Can I like avoid it? Can I try to like leap?
Oh yeah, it's totally gonna come out from behind you, so you're well ahead of it, but it is definitely following you. And unfortunately, Englepoot is also still is behind the spider that has now made its way into this little passageway.
Oh no. Okay.
It is a giant spider, so like Englepoot certainly will have an opportunity to sort of like get underneath and around it, but it is definitely currently in between you two.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good night and good luck. I'm gonna go real fast.
All right, so you dash and you carry on. Roll a d20. Not that Englepoot doesn't already have quite a complication, but
oh, dice gods. 12.
12 is fine. Okay, so no additional complication. Englepoot, there's a big old spider in front of you. It doesn't seem to have noticed you. It seems to be going after Tulip, but there is a big old spider in this cavern in between you and the rest of your party.
Okay, my duplicate is behind me, and he's actively gonna try to distract them and kind of lay down cowering, I guess.
Okay, great. Love that. Yep.
And Englepoot... How far did you say the spider is ahead of me?
Let's say 30 feet ahead of you.
And how wide is this cavern?
At this point, it's probably about 15 feet wide.
Can I simultaneously dump my ball bearings, 1,000 ball bearings, and my 2 bags of caltrops?
I will say you can dump all of that, but it'll take your action to sort of get all of that out. If you want to dump one of them, or the one or the other, you can do it as a bonus action.
Yeah, I'll use my action to do that.
Okay, to do all of it and then move up towards... Now, the spider's also moving forward, so like you can move 30 feet and still stay behind it, right? So that's fine. Okay. All right, so you drop back a little bit from the rest of the group as you pour out caltrops and ball bearings all over the all over the hall, the corridor here. Go ahead and roll a d20 for Fenrisa.
15.
All right, so Fenrisa has no additional problems as you this time can make it to the little hidey hole, Fenrisa.
I go to the little hidey hole.
All right, so you pop in there and you see there's a little cavern. It's going to be a tight squeeze, but it'll house all of you all and hopefully hide you from the approaching minotaurs. Anything else, Fenrisa?
I don't have anything else that I think that I can do. So
Alrighty.
that is all.
Okay, roll me a d20 for Leora.
15.
15. So Leora, no additional complication. You want to run ahead to the hidey hole?
I want to run to this hidey hole.
All right, and you pop in and begins to get a little more crowded, but at this point you're mostly okay. The minotaurs continue to run forward. And I think did you send your double angle poot? Did you send him back 30 feet to try and get closer to them, or just where he was in the hallway?
Yeah, I would have sent him back.
Okay, great. So you hear them, like you hear the footsteps sort of slow up, and you think you've gotten them to not run after you for at least one round as they try and attack your double. They're gonna figure out obviously that he's not really there very quickly, but at least for this round you've slowed them up. All right, rolling for Tulip. Oopsie. Nope, that's an 11. So Tulip, you're safe. I mean, you do have a giant spider chasing you, but
Safe.
right,
I'm safe
right.
now.
What are you doing?
I think I am going to. Oh man. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna. Do I want to try to do that? So the spider is pursuing me.
The spider is pursuing you. Exit pursued by a spider.
Good. So the spider would see me run into this like cavern area,
At
right?
this point, probably, yeah.
Okay.
You're definitely faster than the spider, so you're gaining. I mean, it's falling behind a little bit, but yeah, I think it would at this point.
Okay. So I guess that this is not smart. Do it. I'm gonna take one of my javelins.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to like turn around and whip it at the spider to try to like get it stuck into the ground.
Ooh, I love that. All right, make an attack roll with the javelin.
Okay. Okay. Oh, natural 20.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say it's gonna be a damn high DC to get it to do what you wanted, but yeah, that'll do.
Okay. Awesome. Do I need to roll?
You can roll damage if you want, but I think right now the important thing is that you've managed to impale a part of it and stick it into the stone of the ground, so it's going to need to pull itself free before it can come after you all, and it is certainly distracted by that.
Great. Yeah, so I do that, and then I'm going to try to, like, get into the cavern.
All right, so you can, you'll be about 20 feet from the cavern at this point, because you used your action to throw it, so you're almost there, but you'll get in next round. Really good. All right, roll a d20. Oh, no, sorry. Yes, roll a d20, but for Englepoot.
Okay. 19.
All right, so no more complication for Englepoot. Englepoot, what you doing? You see the spider sort of rear back, and it's sort of pulling at something and seems to have stopped chasing your companions.
I will. So, for Dimension Door, I'm out of 4th level spell slots. I can use a 5th level spell slot, correct?
Definitely.
And that will get me to them.
That will get you the
feet.
Yep, absolutely.
And as far as I'm concerned, they're like hiding.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I will do that. Dimension Door.
All right, so you open up another tear in the fabric of reality, step through it, and end up right by the little hidey hole, which
this time I knock.
Great.
Then I enter.
I love it. So in you go. Roll me a d20 for Fenris is already in there. Go ahead and roll me a d20 for whoever's left outside. The Minotaurs, actually.
15.
All right, so no complication for the Minotaurs. They quickly realize that was an illusory duplicate of you, Engelhard, and continue charging forward. But they've got a ways to go because that slowed them down. Glurp. All right, they're gonna roll for. I'm skipping those of you who are in the hidey hole. So if any of you want to do something specific, let me know. But right now, I'm just trying to get Tulip in there. Go ahead, Leora.
Will the spider still see Tulip, or is she good?
She's probably good at the moment, as long as she gets there quickly, because the spider's busy trying to get itself detached from the floor.
Okay, my backup plan was to cast darkness and just lead her here with my mind.
Oh, really good. Probably okay at this point, but definitely something to hold in reserve just in case.
I'm, if it's okay,
Yeah.
I would like to hold an action in case it looks like the Minotaurs are actually going to find. Like, if they're all circling around our hidey hole, I have an action on those.
Okay, great. They're not quite there yet, but yes, you can ready that. All right, so Tulip, that's a 13 for you, so you can get to the hidey hole, no problem. All right, so you're all in the hidey hole at this point. What are you all doing in there?
Let me know when they get to the caltrops.
Okay, yeah. Give me an idea of what are you all just sort of in there waiting, like listening and being quiet and waiting to see what happens?
Yeah, Inglepoot would use thaumaturgy as best he could if the time came where he needed to try and trick them through vibrations in the ground or something, or
okay, got it.
Lead them astray.
Got it. Okay, so let's start then. So they're gonna next round you're gonna hear some really funny sounds as they hit the caltrops and the ball bearings. So it's what is it? Is dexterity? What are the checks they need to make? Dexterity saves?
Yeah, dexterity saving throw. They need to succeed or stop moving this turn and take 1 piercing damage.
Okay. Well, that's a 10, so I don't imagine that works.
And then taking this damage reduces the creature's walking speed by 10 feet until they regain 1 hit point.
All right.
Yeah.
So
caltrops are no joke.
Yeah, so this definitely slows them down quite a bit, and we'll do a little bit of narrative here rather than a ton of rolling, because essentially, like, you strewed the cavern with caltrops, and then right past that is the ball bearings. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
So basically, you hear them, and they just start roaring in pain, right? And the footsteps sort of stop for a minute, and then you can hear them, like, gingerly trying to step through the caltrops, and then you start hearing, like, thuds as bodies hit the ground, as they roll around and trip on the ball bearings, because they have a +0 dexterity, so at least some of them are for sure going to fail. So this has slowed them up quite a bit. Is there anything... What's that?
It's Home Alone.
It is exactly Home Alone. Yes.
Monster Edition.
Let's see what's happening with the spider. That I am going to do a few rolls. Okay, I did not roll above a 10, so the spider is still struggling to get itself free of the floor, which means that the Minotaurs finally get past the caltrops and the ball bearings, turn the corner, and see a giant spider in the middle of the corridor. It's not going well for these Minotaurs. So let's say this. So they obviously there's a lot of them, right? And it's just one giant spider. So they're going to engage this giant spider, which is then going to engage them. So currently, you can sort of peek out ever so slightly and see that the spider has managed to free itself, is turned around, and is basically blocking the passageway because it is large and the Minotaurs are large. So they're fighting each other for the moment. What are you all doing?
I will say to everyone before we decide, oh yeah, I forgot to do this, and then cast Bless.
Best cleric. Yep. Brilliant.
So you bless up to 3 creatures of your choice within range whenever a target makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, which is 1 minute. You can roll add a d4 to your attack roll or saving throw.
Amazing. Cool. All right, so you all get blessed. What else are we doing in here while the Minotaurs are fighting this spider?
Are we going to just hang out in here and hope that they leave us alone? Because I'm saying this in telepathy, by the way.
Sure.
Are we hanging out in here, or do we need to run somewhere else?
We might want to go.
Yeah.
I would say yes.
Okay. Is there only one passageway, or like could we just sneak out?
Yes, you can totally sneak out and like continue on down the path that you all were going down, right? Because the Minotaurs at this point can't see you, because the giant spider's in the way. And then eventually there will be twists and turns that you can take and hopefully try and lose them. And I believe Pass Without Trace has the added benefit that you don't leave tracks, right, of any sort?
Yes, that is
great.
correct.
So they're gonna have a real hard time finding you, because even if they quickly dispatch this giant spider, you all are gonna make it far enough that you would have taken a turn somewhere, and they're going to have to sort of guess. All right. So what's the goal at this point? So you've at least for the moment, you've escaped the Minotaur horde.
GTFO.
All right.
Literally just gonna say the exact.
Amazing. All right. So why don't you all make me wisdom survival checks, please?
Yes.
Let's start with Fenrisa.
18.
Okay. Leora.
14?
Okay. Engelpoot.
Well, I rolled a 3, but can I use a luck point?
Absolutely.
Okay, much better. That's a 14 plus 4.
Nice. 18. All right. And Tulip.
21.
All right. So, Tulip, you sort of you all keep going, right? And you jog for a little while, just make sure you put distance between you and the Minotaurs. Tulip, you sort of look around, you start to take stock, and some of this actually looks familiar. You've sort of doubled back through some passageways to an area that you were in before.
I have my map too.
Your map.
I was cartographing.
Oh,
making a
right.
map.
Yes, so part of the time that you spent in that little hidey hole, you were updating your map. So between the two of you, you can sort of figure out a pretty good shape of this area down here. And Tulip, you can sort of extrapolate that, like, you haven't seen a way up from this level yet, so you definitely want to go in directions that you haven't explored yet. So you're sort of able to navigate into new areas, twists and turns, and let me now have wisdom perception checks from all of you.
Oh,
All right, well, now I'm curious. Fenrisa?
it was a 1.
Oh, no. All right, Engelpoot.
20.
Great, Leora.
25.
Oh, and Tulip.
22.
All right, so the three of you, Fenrisa, what has distracted you from noticing what the rest of the party's about to notice?
Leora.
Oh.
Oh.
So she might be developing a little bit of a crush.
No.
So she's like a little bit not paying as much attention as she should.
Aw, okay, I love it. I love it.
So great.
That's so cute. Amazing. Okay, so the other three of you, however, hear a little bit of stone grinding on stone coming from up ahead where you all are headed.
Yeah, sure. Let's just. I mean,
Okay,
it's
that's fine.
Minotaurs or stone grinding, right, gang?
Huh?
It's like-
What? Oh, yeah.
Hey, Fenrisa, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You all right, darling?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna pat her right on the head.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna roll a deception.
Nope.
It's probably as blatant as possible.
Aw.
Except Leora has no idea and Link's hands and they're like, don't worry, we'll stick together. Everything will be fine.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Your will is going to be great.
So you all continue a little ways forward, and you see waiting for you around a turn, you see that a part of the wall of the cavern here has sort of been slid to the side, as if it were a secret door, and standing in the doorway, and just looking directly at you all as you turn the corner, is Malene Shadow Dusk, one of your captors from Shadow Dusk Hold that brought you up here.
Bugger.
And she smiles and she says, "Bonjour. Oh, do not worry. Come, please. You have done well.
I'm sorry, what?
You have done quite well. The master will be very pleased with you."
I guess we're slaves again, gang.
She says, no, not at all. You have served your purpose. And we are prepared to grant you a version of freedom, if you would like it. You have served your purpose.
I would like to roll insight.
Absolutely.
Yeah, same with me.
Yeah, do it. Roll it.
Okay.
Tulip.
22.
All right. Engelpoot.
26.
Fenrisa.
1.
Oh, yay. Leora.
21.
Okay. So once again, the rest of you, she has no intention of recapturing you, although whatever her brand of freedom is might not quite be as simple as just letting you out of Undermountain.
We do not subscribe to her brand.
Right. But she is truthful in so far as like she's not going to take you all in chains back to Shadow Dust Cold. Like that much is true.
Well, I mean, what's our choice here, gang?
Oh no, I just thought of something awful.
Oh no.
No, I can't. No, I just thought about I have another spell that I could use.
Oh boy.
Which is banishment.
Oh boy.
I really don't know if I want to do that because my spell.
It might not be great if we want to actually get out of here.
Yeah, I was like, maybe this would be like a really funny thing, but I don't think for survival. It'd just be like finger guns go. Beep.
Okay, I guess we will follow you, but I'm watching you.
It's excellent. Hold on.
Would you like to hear about our Lord and fibrous one, Arugula?
Oh, Engelboot.
She says, "Oh, I've heard the sermons many times, but thank you very much."
Oh, okay.
So
well, you let me know.
I will. So you have successfully shaken up House Fresh, which I very much appreciate. And now, as a thank you from my master, Hallister Blackcloak, I offer you, and she gestures into the room that is opened up on the side of this cavern, freedom of a sort. My master and his minions shall not bother you for a time, and you are free to make your own way. And you can see in this chamber that is behind her, you can see this glowing archway that looks a lot like some of the archways that you all passed through when you were coming up from Shadow Dust Cold. Of course, Leora, you have seen some of these archways in various places as you've been exploring Undermountain, but you weren't with them in Shadow Dust Cold, obviously. And she says, this will lead you a few levels up to somewhere a bit closer to the outside world that I know some of you, and she sort of looks you up and down, Leora, some of you are hoping to make it to. I cannot vouch for the rest of the creatures that inhabit my master's beautiful dungeons, but for my part, I can at least promise you that any that are under the sway of Hallister Blackcloak shall allow you free passage.
This Mr. Blackcloak is... Do you think he'd be receptive to hearing any of the sermons? And he's completely serious.
I know he is.
Okay.
Bless him. She just, like, her smile freezes. She doesn't drop it, but it just sort of... Master Blackcloak is very busy, but I will pass along your offer.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, we try to spread the good word, you know.
Yes, I know you do, Engelput.
Yeah. Okay, this turned out good, gang.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna pat him on the back.
Just precious baby angel.
Summer child.
So she says, of course, you are welcome to find your own way out and make your own way and not pass through the gate here behind me. But if you choose to do that, I cannot guarantee your safety from my master's minions. I, of course, have no intention of going after you. I have much more pressing concerns. But the choice is yours.
No, thank you so much. Bye. I'm gonna go.
Go through or go away?
Oh, no, I'm gonna go through it.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Fenrisa?
It's like looking at Leora to see what she's gonna do.
Oh, Leora?
I think we can give it a go. Come on, we'll stick together. Don't worry.
All right, and Theresa goes through first.
Okay.
All encouraged.
I'm just gonna turn back before I go through and just gonna look her straight in the eye and say, House Blackwell remembers, and then just walks through.
And right as you're walking through, she sort of whispers after you, "Oh, and give my love to Sabrina."
Oh!
And as Leora steps through, we sort of zoom back and we see the gate. We see a red rune flare up on the sort of mist of the gate, as then all of the shimmering light inside the gate sort of gets swallowed up into a little pinprick and then winks out, and the gate is no longer active. And the drow, whose name I never remember, Malene, smiles, nods, and walks out of the cavern. And that is where we are going to end level 12, Maze level. Thank you all so much. That was awesome.
That was so
So
great.
much fun.
Well done, everybody. Really, really, really well done. Fun. Thank you all so much. If you're still hanging out with us here in the channel live, or if you are watching the video on demand later, either on YouTube or here on Twitch, thank you all so much for watching. I had a great time. Let's go around one more time and have everybody let us know where we can find you on social media, your names, your handles, and let us know your favorite part from today's session. So let's see. Where did we start when we first did this? We started up with Emma, so we're going to go in reverse order and start with Jake.
I'm Jake Friday. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jake Friday or at Jake of the Friday. You can find me also, not tomorrow, but usually Sundays, 4 p.m. Pacific. I run a game on the Venture Ventures channel on Twitch, and you can find us in podcast form and YouTube as well. Running a game in my own campaign world. And favorite moment was probably the Balgura summoning. It's always nice to see some trickeration.
I love it. I love it. Just a little trickery. Really good. Let's hop over to Nick.
Hello, I am Nick. I am on Twitter at like 5 different Twitters, but the main one is TWOKNIKK. I'm also the tech lead for Roll for Change, and we will be streaming tonight to raise money for Doctors Without Borders. We'll be doing a masks game.
Nice.
And these silly teenagers went back in time and are going to meet their parents when they were teenagers.
Uh-oh.
So that's going to be fun. Apart from that, my favorite moment was, not to suck up to the DM, but
You're done now, so what am I going to do?
was the improv of the cowboy outfit from the magic cowboy hat.
Yes. I love it. Fantastic. All right. Val, so nice having you with us this week.
Hey, it's me. Every time to mention that. Thank you so much for having me this week. This group, I had so much fun.
Good.
I'm Val. I'm the Nerdy Niffler on Twitter, and I always say I post D&D and sarcasm-related content because I'm British, so that's what we do. And I don't have anything to plug, but check out Variant Roles because they're an amazing inclusive community. Check out Dice Priory because they're also amazing, and have an awesome day.
Yes to all of that. I love it. Last but not least, Emma.
Hello, hi. Also, Val, aren't you in a game on the RPG Lab on Saturdays?
Oh, occasionally I'm on RPG Labs, and I'm on. I was literally just before this game was in the Desert Secrets, and we're doing another one shot on Saturday. I think the 11th, and then we're gonna complete the Desert Secrets when my character almost died.
Really good.
All right, so I'm Emma. You can find me on Twitter at MKHansen. And tonight I will actually be on So Chatty with Maddie. So stay by at 8 p.m. That'll be fun. And on Tuesdays you can find me on Dragon Heisters on Dice Priory. That's at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Let's see, my favorite moment. Golly, I don't know. This was like such a fun game. I love this group so much.
Me
I love
too.
the interaction between all of us. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I adore Fenrisa and Inglepoot, and they were so sweet. They're so pure.
It was.
Great. It was so much fun. Thank you guys.
Good. Yes, thank you. And once again, I'm Eugenio Vargas, also known as your friendly neighborhood Dungeon Master, DM Jazzy Hands. You can follow me on Twitter at DM Jazzy Hands. I'm the Dungeon Master for the actual play podcast, The Last Refuge. We're about to hit our 2-year anniversary in July. We are revving up for that. So you can follow us at DND Last Refuge, or check out our website at dndlastrefuge.com. A few other announcements that I want to make really quickly. We are still talking for the rest of this month month about this really awesome organization and magazine called A Seat at the Table. A Seat at the Table is an online magazine that's striving to amplify the voices of women, LGBTQ plus individuals, people of color, and disabled gamers in the tabletop industry. They are revving up to drop their first episode very soon, so you can follow them on Twitter at ASATT, that's A Seat at the Table, _magazine, or you can go to there it is, to asattmagazine.com to check them out, linking their stuff there in the chat. What else do I have to tell you about? If you enjoyed what you saw here today, Variant Roles is an awesome community that I am super excited about how much it is growing and has grown in the last year. You should definitely follow us here on the channel on Twitch. You can also follow us on Twitter. I think Nox put it in the chat already, but at Variant Roles. If you would like to support us in a more directly financial way, we, of course, don't expect it, but we certainly appreciate it if you are able. You can either subscribe to the channel here on Twitch, or you can become a patron on our Patreon, patreon.com/variantroles. I should do my favorite moment because I didn't do that. So my favorite moment from today was... and it's, y'all didn't ask about V again, because he actually, he ran off as you all were being chased by the Minotaurs, which never came up, but I had a little moment, of sadness, because he and Tulip were beginning to get along really well, and I sort of enjoyed that, so. So that was my moment. What else? Anything else that I need to say to you all? There is no Invisible Sun tonight, unfortunately, here on Variant Roles. Normally we have a 9 o'clock game of Invisible Sun on Saturdays. That's not happening this week. However, you should tune in here tomorrow at 8 p.m. for Urban Shadows with GM Terran. There'll be another level of Dungeon of the Mad Mage on Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So check out all the stuff that we've got going. Follow us on Twitter. We always announce there. And I think that is about it. So from all of us at Variant Roles, thank you so much for hanging out. We hope to see you around. Happy gaming, y'all. We appreciate it.